All right, all right, all right. I think I am live. Hello, Zen friends. Happy weekend to you. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your moments. What a wonderful morning, full of love. We've got all these little hearts here of all these colors that wanted to come in today. It's a little collection of little different crystals with different small hearts. So, a huge amount of love energy flowing this morning. So, I am excited to see what messages come through today. So, good morning. Hello, everyone. Before we get into everything, let's bring in some love energy, a little extra boost. We'll do that through the singing bowl as we do on the channel here. We'll start off by taking a big deep breath to come back to right here, right now in this moment, out of the future, out of the past, out of the chaos of the outside world, out of our fears into this now moment. And that'll help ground us. And then we'll hit the singing bowl 3 times. And as we do that, we just let that love energy, eternal, never ending, right? Unconditional, no conditions of it. Let that love energy just flow down into us, filling up our life, filling up our mental body, all our thoughts, our emotional body, our energetic body, all our meridians, our chakras, our auras, all of our physical body, all our bones and our muscles and our blood and our cells, allowing it to flow out to the world, do what it wants to do out there to help raise the vibration of the planet. We can do our part for our own lives and the collective by focusing in on just one thing we're grateful for right here, right now, in the moment, as we're hitting the singing bowl. And that just one, it puts us in this place of receiving messages and what we're grateful for. But it's one of the things that starts changing our vibration and it starts escalating it instead of us being drawn down through lack in our lives. So that's what we'll do. So if you'd like to join me, we're going to start off by taking a big deep breath. Hold it for as long as you feel comfortable. Do not pass out. Do not hurt yourself. And then we'll begin the singing bowl. All right. So if you want to join me, let's do a big deep breath in and come back to right here, right now. So big deep breath. Beautiful, beautiful. I will hit the singing bowl 3 times. I'm not sure how loud it is. It changes every time I hit it. So we never really know. Um, how the sound will be. So be aware. So here we go. Remember gratitude. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. Woo, woo, woo. Wonderful. Like I said, there's a great surge of beautiful love energy today. So, hope you're enjoying that. Wonder if something's going on with Venus, the planet Venus, expanding, and moon energy. Something going on. It just feels very expansive. So, I love it. I love it. I love it. So, welcome everybody. Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. I'm Brother Zen. We've got a beautiful group of Zen friends with huge hearts, great senses of humor. As I say, these are two things that help our path be easier instead of harder. So, welcome. There's always room for more Zen friends. We have a wonderful, safe space here. So, welcome. If you want to know how all the readings work, all that information is down in the description box. Basically, donations get first priority. I honor that energy exchange. I step out, dive deeper. Free readings are 1 to 2 cards. Donations, we get into the tea, Brother Zen's Tea Factory. So we dive deeper into those and find out more details with that by pulling more cards. You also get a fortune cookie each session. You get one per person normally um, per session. I'm doing this things a little different this weekend, but you definitely, for your first one, you get this more inner temple oracle. It's more of a deeper dive oracle. And then for any additional donation you make, if you make more than one, then you just get this little smaller version, which is Mind, what's it called? Mind Info Oracle. So you still get a little fortune cookie. It's just a little mini one, a little mini fortune cookie instead. So, um, that is what comes with that. And if you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box. I do have my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, and my Square as well. I don't have set dollar amounts. Whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount. And because I know everyone's finances vary from country to country, across from state to state, across the room, and our finances vary every day. Rate of exchange is different across the world. So whatever you give from your heart, I do honor that. So I like that. After each session, I do post a pinned comment with all the readings I complete with timestamps. If you put your question and then you come back later, you can look for your name and just click on that timestamp. It takes you directly to your reading. Um, and if you had a reading last night, I completed everything. So be sure to check those out. What else? What else? Oh, I have a new podcast out. If you haven't checked out this, my first adventure episode, my new podcast series is called The Easier Path. And the first adventure was called Not So Easy. We talk a little bit about why does human life feel like it's not so easy? What makes it feel harder? So if you want to check that out. I also have a giveaway in celebration of the birth of my new podcast coming up on October 21st. I had one a couple weeks ago, not this week, I think, but last week. October 1st, I think it was. Yeah. So the next one will be October 21st on the Libra new moon. So be sure to check out that video if you want to get a chance to win a personal recorded reading or my hedge of peace and love. I'll let you choose. I also have some specials going on for my 15-minute and 30-minute personal recorded readings. So that's all the information there. All this is down in the description box of the video if you want to check it out. I just like to make sure you guys know all the free stuff that's out there, my podcast, the giveaway, and then any specials that are going on. So you can take advantage. That's my French accent. It's not very good, but there you go. So that is where we're at. I think that's all the hoopla I want to talk about. I'm going to be using the Daydream Tarot deck today. It's a cute little deck. So I'll be using that. I also have the Learning Tarot here, which I use for usually for one type of questions because It's really cool. They got so much information on it, all this stuff, but amongst there are time periods. So I love that. So I haven't memorized all that stuff. So we just do that. Very cool. Yeah, like my new shirt is humans. What does it say? Humans are not real. Yeah, humans aren't real. So it's like an alien going, humans aren't real, like humans say aliens aren't real. So that it's a funny shirt. So thanks for noticing. So a shout out to everybody. Hey, Johanna. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Ashish in the house. Hello. Got Maria Amethyst. Celentine. Hello, hello. We have Nadine and Sean G. Hey. Butterfly A. Hello, hello. Starfall. We got Brenda, Globy, and Ateshi, and the official Anjali. Not the imitation, the original. Boom, boom. So I love that. All right. So I think we will get into the readings. I think that we is what we have everything. Thank you guys for all the thumbs up, all the likes. It does help spread the Zen love. So I really appreciate that. I think I was setting here. All right. So get they shuffled. I do have 2 donations. Um we are at best marginally real, right? Yeah, it's all imaginary. It's all expression anyway, right? It's like a sock is real, but a sock puppet is real at its core, right? We're like sock puppets. The hand and the sock are real, but the the design of the sock puppet is all imagination, right? All expression of our imagination. That's fun. I love that. All right. So I do have 2 donations. That's where we'll start off here. We have Johanna up first, and then Sean G will be up after that. All right. So Johanna, you are at 1313. Look at that. Repeating numbers starting off already. All right. So let's give your donation a love and a like. Thank you so much for that. Hello, hello. So a general reading here. Oh, and then a free question too. We'll make sure we grab those. Um, and oh, okay, for your general reading, is that okay? The light flash in the room. Okay, so that's for that there. All right, very good. All right, we'll take a look here. Yeah, I need to figure out because this is actually like a wonderful deep pink, but it looks kind of like a light. You can barely tell that it's pink. I guess you can kind of tell by the reflection here. That's more truer to the color, but interesting. Still haven't figured out this camera. I've only had it for like a year or maybe 6 months. All right. So let's get into this, Johanna. What does Spirit want you to know for your general reading here? All right. Let's take a look. In fact, I'm going to move all of these. Okay. I got to be organizing and put them back in their little selenite bowl here. Since they've made their appearance, they'll continue to give us their love over here. But I need the space. Yeah, the meat suits. Right? It's like remember that old movie Cocoon? It's like an old movie now where they were bright light creatures, but they had bodysuits, on the outside. That's funny. All right, let's take a look here, Johanna. What does Spirit have for you right now? Okay, get this. Look at these 2. What else? Thank you. Those 2 and these 2. Ending in this. Oh, and these 2. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. All right. I'll just scooch these over here. You guys can see these. I'm trying to have the cameras a little higher. You guys are like high up there. Your guys are at a higher vibration. But I just felt the urge to be able to at least let you see kind of the cards a little bit. I guess I need to move them down a little more to the edge here. Yeah, a little better. All right. So we'll see what we got going on here. My lemon water, we'll move that over there. Yeah, yeah. It's an old one with Jeff. Is it Goldblum? Jeff Goldblum? I forget. But it's a quite an interesting movie. I think they even had Cocoon 2 at one point. All right. So let's see here. Bottom of the deck, you do have the 6 of cups coming in here, and it's a very balanced emotional energy that that's happening here. 'Cause you've got 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, so there's all this even balancing, especially in balanced emotional energy. I don't always get that with the 6 of cups, but occasionally it is 3 cups on either side. So interesting. Let's see what all this balancing is about here. Yeah, you've got the 9 of cups and the 9 of wands. Well, there you go. 2 balancing, 2 energies, 9 on either side. It's interesting because the 9 of cups, of course, is like an emotional dream come true energy, and reaching a point as well. And the 9 of wands is an energy of it can be an energy of feeling blocked, but being able to realize 2 things around that, which is sometimes we feel blocked towards our dream to give us this, this energy of, being held back momentarily for our dream, and then the ability to step through and go through and um, realize what is it's like feeling the difference between what is the universe holding me back and not opening a door for me, and the ones that my own energy and beliefs are what's holding me back. And I feel like this is what you're learning, because there is very distinct energy differences in that. But on the surface, if we look at it, we're like, oh, what's happening? I don't know. Why am I not able to do this? But when we sit with it, like that herm energy of the nines, when we're able to step back, then we're able to see things, um, and understand. Okay, does this feel divine or does it feel divided? Yeah, divine or divided, because that when we feel that energy, then that can be out of fear. But when we're able to sit and go, yeah, then we can go with the flow. That's where that balancing kind of comes in. All right. And then your next two here, you've got the 6 of Pentacles with the 8 of Cups. Yeah, part of the balancing energy that comes in with the 6 of Pentacles. Here's that 6 energy again. But the 8 of Cups, the very flowy energy. But this is part of what brings in the balance is letting go of relationships that don't serve you anymore and emotions that don't serve you anymore. Those are where you feel like you're investing a lot of emotional energy in, and but you're not getting a whole lot back, right? And when it's not a child, children, of course, they're learning, so we give them more grace and don't expect them to give equal, right? But on those relationships where we're giving so much all the time and not getting back, then we can kind of analyze and go, yeah, this is I'm keeping these relationships alive. I'm the life support system through the love energy I give to someone or the emotional energy I invest. And it's time to unplug sometimes and see if it lives on its own. If not, then maybe it's time for it to go, right? I know that's kind of a morbid thing, but it's so perfect for your your personality. You get it. That's me. People could give me those examples and I'm like, "Yeah, I get it." And then your next little group here, you got the 10 of cups and the 8 of swords. Look, all these 8s and 6s and 10s. So there is this flow energy here. And part of what allows you to follow your joy and experience joy with this 8 of swords is letting go of some mindsets, some thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that no longer serve you, those that used to make you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and small, and that's kind of the realization. If you feel that joy, then you know that's from universe. If it's feeling restrictive, you know that's mankind's opinion that's making us feel small with all that too, right? So I like that. What else? Yeah, here you go. You got the Hermit and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, so talk about more nines. You've got like 4 out of 5 nines in the deck, including the major arcana here. So this is a little bit of taking the time to step back and realize, connect higher, but taking that step away to connect to understand what are these expectations? What are of the human mind that is, you know, making me feel restricted? Because the Nine of Swords is like I'm it's nightmare and insomnia energy, but it's also I'm getting to the point I'm exhausted trying to please everyone else, doing what's expected from the human world. And the 10 is like, I'm done, I'm out of here. Screw the rules. But the Nine of Swords is like you're at this place of what still in my life is restricting me? What long held beliefs of how things are supposed to be or should be or need to be or have to be or must be, the stuff we talk about a lot, you know, what are those things? Because I feel like you've, of course, released a lot of stuff around this, but sometimes there's like something that's just stuck. Like you scraped at something for a long time and you're like, well, that's as good as it's going to get. Well, maybe I need to soak it more in the sink and put some, Dawn dishwashing liquid that breaks down the oils so I can get at this thing. But there's like just an important thought that can be released that just helps you flow more towards your dream come true here, which leads you to, yeah, the King of Pentacles and the Tower. Yeah. And I feel like this tower isn't so much devastating where it's blowing something out of our life. I feel like this is you choosing to remove something out of your life to make space for something that's more in alignment with your higher self and your dreams and who you want to be. And that King of Pentacles does feel like this is something in the outside world that can be let go of, whether it's a person, a place, or a thing. It feels like something in the physical world can be let go of on the supposed to be around that area of your life. So hopefully that resonates. Get you a fortune cookie here too. And then we'll eventually, I'm sure, get around to the free readings here. We just never know. All right. Sorry, I'm crunching my cough drop here. So we got the Inner Temple Oracle. Okay, there it goes. Boom, right away. And you've got the Chamber of Forgiveness. So there is a release energy that comes in with this, right? Maybe that's the Tower. But there's no question that it's through our relationships, both with ourselves and others, that we grow the most. Through the disappointments, betrayals, heartaches, and heartbreaks, through growing apart and the inevitability of change, through all of this we grow. The Chamber of Forgiveness reminds us of our innate innocence and of the need to keep our heart tender toward ourselves and others. To soften and humble ourselves is our humanness. When the heart hurts, it wants to shut down, harden, and close itself off from the world. This is a normal reaction to the ache that comes with being human. The Chamber of Forgiveness is a card of heart healing and deep, deep compassion for yourself and others too. It invites us to find a way to keep our hearts open through the hurt, the blame, the betrayal, the anger, and the shame, not to shut down or close our heart over or harden ourselves from life. Our grief is evidence of how much we love. For it's impossible to live with an open heart and not experience hurt or grief. If it's going to be exposed out there, something's bound to hit it at one point, right? Forgiveness has a mysterious timing and you cannot rush it. But there often comes a day when, after many tears have been shed and candles lit, the heart doesn't ache like it did before. We may find a softness in our voice where there was previously sharpness and pain. This is the energy of the chamber of forgiveness. It's a process that's unfolding within us always. And if this card appears for you, then chances are this process is intelligently unfolding within you too. Wow. I love that. So that's what they have for you, my dear, my dear. I think there's even like a new moon that's here, which the new moon coming up in uh, Libra, of course, the sign that rules over the eighth house of relationships of all kinds. Um, is coming up on the 21st. So, interesting, right? All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. So we will have Sean G and then Miss K. Hello, Miss K's in the house. You'll be up after that. Say, hey, Deb Deb. Welcome, welcome. You're cleaning the house. Good for you. When you're done there, you can come over here if you want. Just kidding. And we got Aditi and Swaroop. Hello, hello. And Maria Amethyst. Yes, absolutely. We'll get to free readings eventually, Maria. I did complete yours last night. If you haven't listened to that one yet, look at the last live session. If you look at the pinned comment, you'll see your name with the timestamp, and that'll you can go check that reading out while you're waiting for this reading. Because we did talk about reconciliation, and if you haven't listened to that one last night. All right. All right. So, Sean G, you are up at 28 minutes even. So, let's grab this here. Boom, boom, boom. And thank you for your donation via Zcash app. So, thank you there. And let's take a look here. Anything that you need to hear. Beautiful. All right. Let's see what we have here. All right. What would you like, Shanji? All right. You've got 2. Are you going to get all these 2s too? Nope. 2 and 3. So there's something that you started that's progressing. Because it's jumping not 1, 2, 3, but jumping to 2, 3 was what I'm feeling here. Thank you. All right. Kind of an out of order energy here because you got 2, 3, 1, but it doesn't feel like it's out of order. It just feels like you've already completed stage 1, then you have stage 2, stage 3, and then the cycle begins again at another 1, which makes sense with the bottom of the deck. You have this death and rebirth energy. Isn't that such a cute death? It's one of the cuter death cards. I like that. The little crow on top. But so there is this transformational energy that's coming in here, because the card that they showed first is actually the one which you can see now, which is the 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands, 8s are flow cycles. If you turn the number 8 on its side, it's the infinity symbol, but also it's talking about cycles, right? So there is something that it's kind of like the fortune cookie that we had about change, that life is always changing. I don't think maybe it was a oracle I read for myself this morning. Actually, it wasn't this one, but it was bringing in this, life is all about change. Life changes and we go with it. um and that's what life happens. It's a consistent part of change that happens in our lives. So I like this embracing change, knowing that we never finish our adventure. There's not a when I get to some point in our human existence and our soul's existence. It's all about exploration and adventure, and the adventure never ends. And when we realize that, that's funny that they're bringing back emails from work when I worked in corporate life. You never catch up. It's like you never, there's always something new coming in. But when you finish reading and, you know, trash the ones you don't, move others into folders to nothing I need to action, but something I need to remember. And when you process all of that, and you're like, all right, and then whoop, here comes another one. And here's 10 more. And you go get a drink, you come back, here's 50 more. And you're just like, I'm never going to catch up on these emails. It's like, no, just, take it a step at a time, a step at a time, a step at a time, right? And I feel like that's a big message here is trusting the cycles. Um, the two stage here, yeah, you have the three of swords and the two of swords. Yeah. Talk about progression. Here's the two, three, two, three, just reinforcing it here that things always change. It's all about growth. And that's interesting that they have this come in here and even the death card and these look very similar, right? Not quite a skull here, but there is that energy of that things are always changing, things are always transforming, and that in the major art or the minor arcana, it's like we start with an ace, which is a new beginning, and then we get into this balance of realizing choice. And then we have a three come in that an odd number takes us. So the challenge and the change and the growth numbers are the odd numbers. They bring us the growth that take us to the four. And then we have a four, we're stable there for a little bit. If we stay somewhere too long, we become stagnant and a bit stir crazy and ants in our pants, as they used to say. I got to get moving. And then we have another challenge that comes in, another growth opportunity that takes us to the next level. So it's always about we get to a point, but that's just you know, a pause until we go and experience something that takes us to the next step, to the next step, to the next step. So, as Rosanna Dana Tana used to say in Saturday Night Live, Gilda Radner, I love her. Um, she's on the other side for a while, but she had this character in Saturday Night Live that when she would talk about something, it just goes to show you it's always something. It's like, yeah, there's always growth. There's always an opportunity to understand. And if we look at life with curiosity instead of with judgment of ourselves and others, we can enjoy our adventure more instead of going, driven. I've got to get to there. It's like you get to there, it continues, the road continues on and on and on and on. It's like when you get to one summit, there's another one, and then there's another one, and then there's another one. It just continues. And I like that because it's like you're able to embrace this moment more when you realize it never ends. And what's the rush? We're eternal beings. We can stop and enjoy the journey instead of rushing so much to get to a point in our life. So I love that. And then the three cards that came out, we've got the 10 of Wands, which is an interesting energy because that's all about it's like taking an inventory of where we're investing all of our energy because we can look at life as a burden or life as abundance. And our energy allows us to experience it in our own way. So being aware of that energy, kind of like we were talking about, right? And the Seven of Cups, there's so many emotions to experience. There's no right or wrong emotions, just a variety of emotions that we're coming. It's like I'm not that's funny that they're doing it this way. It's like I'm not um it's not about sitting down at a giant, you know, dinner and having one entree. It's a buffet. Life is a buffet of us going back, an unlimited buffet, right? Where we get to go and experience what we want and we get to go in these different places and we're able to bring that um, experience back, with us, right? And the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Look at the little puppy dogs. I like this energy because this is about um, realizing who we are, realizing our worth, our pricelessness by as humans experiencing lack, right? And I know like the 5 of Pentacles is one of my poster cards of my life. By my birth chart, I've got a stellium in Pisces in the second house, which is ruled by Taurus, which is all about worth and um, abundance and possessions and all that too. Money, 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 right? But with the Pisces being in my birth chart being ruling over the second house, it's all about me finding my worth through spiritual connection. And that's like my life mission is, how can I find my worth, period. Um, and I feel like this is, you're discovering, how am I finding my worth in this life? And I feel like your journey, you've got a lot of stuff. You might even, if you're into astrology, look at your second house, or look at where Venus is, because Venus rolls over a Taurus, which would rule over the second house too. But it's like understanding, what is it? What is my journey of finding my worth? Because that's your adventure this lifetime. And it's really everyone's journey. This journey is a of human is finding our worth. But it's all about understanding ourselves more and more. It's like our collective experience is finding worth, but finding ways to ground your worth feels like a big part of your adventure in this lifetime. So interesting. So that's what they have there. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. All right, boom, boom, boom. They are like bringing these cards fast today. Ooh, you got the masculine and the feminine balance. Did come up with masculine as um, the prominent, but you also have feminine on that side too. The moon and the sun. Well, it looks like two moons, but let's see here. These are in the back. I know these are back here because these are about the opposites. Let me just find it here. Come on. Should be right here, right? Nope. Maybe it's under the F for feminine. There they are. So I'm going to read the masculine and then the other piece here. So the masculine is the paternal line. So father, right? Masculine energy. God instead of goddess. Man, brother, male ancestors, support, foundations, building, the son, drive, father issues, strength, practicalities, and the physical world. Yeah, so that is the very much the earth energy, even though we won't go into all that other, earth is usually feminine, but this is about the physical world rather than feminine would be the unseen world, which is me talking about, you know, the physical finding of our worth through spiritual, the spiritual, like I was talking about. Interesting, right? But it says this card can represent the masculine and feminine energies within or around you. We each have these energies within us, regardless of our gender identification. And this card can represent the masculine and feminine energetically, or it can represent actual people in our lives who embody masculine or feminine energies, or who identify as masculine or feminine. If you pull the card, let's see, we didn't with feminine. I'll read it anyway, just so you can understand the feminine shadow that's here. The invitation may be to embrace the feminine qualities within yourself, or it may be drawing your attention to a person who embodies the feminine in your life and asking you to consider those key relationships in your life that may be relevant to the reading. If you pull the card with masculine right side up, which we did, the invitation may be to embrace the masculine qualities within yourself, or it may be drawing your attention to a person who embodies the masculine in your life and asking you to consider those key relationships in your life that may be relevant to this reading. So, this um, I feel like the masculine drive, it's like the hunter, um, the hunter instead of the gatherer, right? It's like there's this energy of embracing both the giving and the receiving. It feels like, the feminine energy is an energy. It's like the magician and the high priestess and empress, right? The magician is about action, movement, power, masculine energy. I'm strong. I'm going to make this happen. But there's also the balance of the feminine energy where we become a chalice, where we allow ourselves to receive. And it's important that we have the balance because if we feel like I've got to do everything myself, we're going to burn ourselves out. If I balance that with creator, I'm doing what I feel I can do, but there's still so much that I can't do. I'm going to leave that to you. I'm going to surrender it. I'm going to open my arms and become this chalice to allow myself to receive. So I feel like that's where we're coming in. Hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right, Miss K, you are up. Oh, I have all these even. We had 13, 13, and 28, and now 42 even. I love it. All right, so let's give that a love and a like there. Thank you so much for your donation, Miss K. So, what do you see coming in your love life in the near future? You're happy, you express the feelings. Your Taurus coworker, um, uh, your Taurus coworker, even if he may like someone else. Oh, good, yeah, I love that you expressed it. It feels good, good release energy, right? Oops, wrong mouse here. Sorry, I'm just keeping an eye on my thing here. I must have hit a button. It's looked like there's ads popping in here midstream. My apologies. I must not have hit a certain button there. Sometimes if you don't unclick something, it'll put ads in the middle. I try not to put a bunch of ads in. I know when I'm watching YouTube, it irritates me. I don't want you guys to have to experience that. All right. So what do you see coming in your love life in the near future? All right, here we go. Boom, boom. Got two cards coming out together there. What else? Okay, thank you. What else? Got one. I feel like I want these, but these are kind of unique with this, so we'll do it that way. All right. Let's just scooch these a little bit. Can you see those a little bit? Yeah, so you've got 2 and 3 and 1. All right, that's an interesting combo. We'll see what that's about here. Sometimes the way the cards come out are a little message in themselves. I feel like there's something here. All right. So you start off here with the 6 of Wands energy as the underlying energy, which is like support. Interesting. All these birds have their own perch, but it's about flow. It is about equal attraction from someone too. And I like that. 3 on each side. You can even see the different colors of the birds, 3 on each side. And I like this because this is about what is meant for us, we draw to us, right? Our energies draw us to each other. And I like that you mentioned, I expressed myself to the Taurus and everything. And if in that, it's like a stepping stone, right? If nothing comes from them with us, then um, it's good. It's good to know that, to feel like I can express it, and to trust that if it's not mutual, that it's for me, that someone's being kept from me, because there's something better for me, right? Something more equal instead of, you know, we don't we want 50-50, right, as humans. We don't want 80-20 or even 20-80 because, of course, I'm sure you've had people that have been interested in you and you're like, "I don't feel that way. Sorry." It's not a can't tell our heart, "You will feel." We can pretend and people do that, right? People are like out of necessity of feeling secure and having security. They marry for money, even though they're not marrying for love, right? Reminds me of this um, lady that she had four marriages. The first one was a rich man. The second one was a like a producer of movies, director kind of individual. The third one, interestingly, was a pastor, and then the last one was a funeral um, owner, a director, funeral director, owner, like a funeral home. And one of their um, nieces go, "Oh my God, what an interesting selection of people that you married." She goes, "Yeah, one was for the money, two was for the show, three was to get ready, and four is to go." But I'm bunch. I'm here all night. So a little humor there. But I like that, some people select things for a reason and not from the heart. All right. So let's take a look here. We've got two cards coming up, and we'll see what's coming for you in the near future. Yeah, there's a little bit of time here. Um, you have the high priestess, so you're doing a lot of reflection, a lot of growth right now. And the seven of pentacles is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So there is something unfolding. It's just a matter of the high priestess goes into our high priestess temple, connects with the spirit world to see things clearly, looks behind the scenes, understanding why did I want these experiences? What were they trying to show me? What did I want to see about myself? And even she dives deep into her emotion and the hidden to bring things up that go, okay, it's like you're through these experiences, including the Taurus, right? You're learning a lot about who you are and who you're not, and the thoughts and beliefs that aren't you. You're learning more about the true authenticity of yourself and raising your love vibration. You're letting go of mindsets that don't serve you anymore, emotions that don't serve you anymore, energy that doesn't serve you anymore, even physical things that don't serve you anymore. You're letting that go, and it's part of the process that's leading you toward a relationship. But right now, um, what's happening now is you're in this temple, um, releasing things, stepping stones that bring you to love, right? Where this is leading you here, yep, you have the Four of Pentacles. So a big piece of what you're learning does have to do with your worth. Realizing that what you're looking for, like we all are, what we're looking for in our life is not out there. We're taught as humans define our worth by relationships, by situations like jobs and education, and by things, our bodies, our bank account, our possessions. But all those things are unstable, right? Because people change, people walk away, people pass away. So if we define our worth based on relationships, lovers, friends, family, whatever, when they that instability, we feel unstable because of that. Jobs, education, all that, all situations never stay the same. We're in an ever-changing world, right? So when we define ourselves by that ever-changing world, we feel ever-changing and unstable in our worth, right? Up, down, all over the place. And things too. Our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions. They deteriorate, they blow up, they burn down, they're stolen, all unstable. We eventually our experiences of the outside world through all of that instability, disappointments, and really we become bored with how we're feeling all that. We eventually they're all pointing us inward. And when we do turn inward, which is what your high priestess is all about, we find the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms, right? I mean, what an amazing thing that we have that available to us. Eternal, never ending, unconditional, no conditions. Nothing I have to do to earn it, nothing I can do to lose it. Very solid foundation. That's the pricelessness of who we are. When we turn inward and upward and we remember that, that becomes our foundation of our worth. Then we're golden, right? We just feel full. And then the outside world just is. We don't stop wanting, um, you know, the dessert of the outside world. Um, we just don't need it. We can always make room for more dessert. One of the amazing with the Four of Pentacles, one of the analogies Spirit gave me to help me understand it, which they're bringing back up. I haven't talked about it in a while. Is our heart is hungry for a 10-course emotional meal that comes with two desserts, and all the outside world can offer us is desserts. It's a giant dessert buffet, um, and it's empty calories. We eat it and it feels yum, 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 but we're like, "Ugh," but it's not bringing my heart the nutrition it needs. And after a while, we kind of get tired of sweets. When we turn inward and upward, and we're like, there it is. There's the meal I've been looking for. We fill up with all that, plus two desserts. But as I say, can always make room for more dessert, right? So we don't stop wanting dessert on the outside world. We just don't need it as much as we, had in the past. And it changes us because when all we know is the desserts of the outside world, and we become desperate, like, don't take away my desserts, that's my source of my existence. When it's not, that's not true. That's just, they bring us third dessert, fourth dessert, fifth dessert, and if someone goes, no, you can't have this dessert, we're like, no, not my I need that, not I want that, it's I need that. We're desperate for it, right? But when we find that full course meal on the inside, when someone says, here's seventh dessert, and they're like, no, we're like, thank you, I'm so full, you did me a favor, actually. It's not like, it's just more like, "Oh, okay," and it changes us, and I love that. I feel like this is the journey that you're in with this in the High Priestess temple here, which brings us to the 2-3-1. Things do feel a little out of order, right? Because usually 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1. But, I feel like this is building a foundation. The 1 down here, this 1 card is the foundation, and then you go to step 2 here, and then step 3 here. So you're building, it feels like you're doing things properly, with this. It's not out of order. They're saying, it may seem out of order, but it's the strong way to do this. It's not about finding someone and then building a foundation. You're building your worth foundation, and then the other stuff comes. Yeah, you've got. I love this that you got the. Look at the hair. You got the Ace of Cups. Self love is the foundation. Raising your love vibration, finding your self love, because every relationship in the outside world is a reflection of our self love. So the more we raise that, then the more we can give and receive love to the humans in the outside world too. But it's all about, it starts here. That's so perfect. And then you move to the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Cups. Yeah. So there's the Nine of Pentacles is the journey of being independent, being to yourself. It's like the hermit's journey, kind of like the high priestess. But it's in this that you're learning that with the King of Cups to balance your emotions, to balance your head and your heart. It's like you're balancing your emotions with higher awareness, the capital T truths of the higher realm. But it's also you're learning about what does the perfect compatible person look like, because that's also the King of Cups. It's worth the journey of being alone for a little bit if you're going to find someone that just fits you like a glove, both mentally, emotionally, energetically, physically, spiritually. It's like it's worth it, right? It's like, well, do I want to settle for something that, you know, doesn't fit like that? It's like you have 5 fingers and and you're like, "Do I want a 7 fingered glove?" No, because this extra piece just gets in the way. I want something that just fits snug, right? And that's what this is for. This is what's coming here, someone that's very compatible, with you, both how you interact, the desire, again, back to that 6 of Wands, so there's this equalness, with this other individual, which brings you to, yep, the 5 of Wands, a change of energy, um, with the 9 of Wands, wow, all this passionate energy, and the Page of Swords, yeah. I like all this because this is about realizing, and again, that Page of Swords is seeing things from that higher perspective. But all this Wands energy is because both of these are odd number ones, these are the challenges of when we put our power outside of us, how we feel out of control and disempowered. This energy, it's all about, and here's another nine energy. You're realizing your self power, that I'm the only one that can bring me what I want in my life, and I'm not at the whim of the outside world. And it does talk about our energy. Wherever I invest my energy is what I draw towards me. And that's what I feel like you're on this journey right now of stepping into your power, realizing your power of choice. That if I focus on what I'm grateful for what I have and I have had, I draw in more things to be grateful for. If I focus in on want and need and, that's lack energy and then my fears, I draw more of that in. And I feel like you're in this wonderful enlightenment period right now where all this is coming forward here. But it does lead you toward someone that's very compatible. Basically, like your spirit guides are saying, it's worth the wait. It's worth going through the process and the stepping stones that it takes to get there. So I love that. All right. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here, too. What about else about love do they want you to know here? Okay, there we go. And you have the Chamber of Surrender. I love it. Beautiful. Let's see what this brings in here. Take a quick sip here. This must have been an hour. I'm like, that's why I'm thirsty. I haven't drinking anything yet. Is that a message about our love too? I'm so thirsty for love because I haven't drank of love yet. So there's a mysterious pulse of life woven through every living thing. Everything changes, and so it should. Nothing is stagnant or permanent, right? So anything you attempt to control or cling tightly to will likely to cause you to become out of sync with life's intelligent ways. There's that control, right? And this card is your reminder to loosen your grip. This doesn't mean that the things you cling to uh, for fear of nothing coming to take their place aren't meant for you. So this doesn't mean that the things you cling to, like, I'm like, oh, I want this because I fear I won't find love. It's like, no, I'll find love. If you loosen your grip, they may indeed stay right there, but devoting all of your life force to the clinging will likely leave you depleted, rigid, and stuck as you rely on your personal will rather than the flow of life. Surrender requires courage and the faith that if you give it your all, that which is meant for you will find you. I love it. And we talked about that too. What's meant for me um, will come to me. What's not meant for me will not. If you're looking to create something or call something in, surrender is an important part of the process. If you're having a difficult time in a relationship, surrender can be an essential ingredient. Sometimes the way to shift something is to find a way to soften our rigidity around it. Wow, that's deep wisdom. Whether your dream is for a relationship, a career, accomplishment, an acknowledgement, or to heal something all consuming, surrender is the key. And this card comes with a message of hope and encouragement, telling you not to lose heart and to remember to keep telling yourself, I surrender, I surrender, I surrender. I love that because with relationships, it is, when we stop we can have this drive of, that desperation that we can get to finding love in the outside world. Once we find our inner love, we just can release it. We can tell the creator, can ask them, what I'd really would love is a relationship that reflects this higher love. And so that's the what. I give that to the creator. I surrender it, knowing that they would bring in the perfect person and the perfect timing in the perfect way. When I try to drive the car, we end up in a ditch. When I go, creator, I'll let you guide me in that direction. We end up staying on the road and making more progress. Anyway, that's what they have for you, Miss K. Hopefully that helps. Again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Too funny. All right. So thank you guys so much. Let me just grab a couple more donations that came in here. Oh my gosh, if I can type, that would be very helpful here. There we go. All right. So up next we have Moonlight 5. Hello, hello, my friend. And Supernova. Hello, hello. Good to see you. So you guys will be up next. Let me take a look here. So we have Needy that came into the house and Cat Goddess. Hello, my friends. Good to see everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And again, thank you so much for all the thumbs up and your patience in getting to your readings. It does help, you know, expand the love energy of the planet. So you're part of the love tsunami. And I am so grateful. All right, let me shuffle these up. We'll continue here. All righty. Boom, boom. All right. So Moonlight, look at this. 10222 is what I have here. You're very welcome, Miss K. So Moonlight, thank you so much for your donation. We'll give that a love and a like there. Is there anything fun and joyful coming for you this next 5 days? All right. So yeah, there's tons, we'll pull specifically just to see, is there something that comes towards you that joy and fun energy around it, it just comes in with all of this easiness to choose that, right? Because our emotions, we choose that every moment. And every moment from spirit's perspective is an adventure and is fun and joyful because our natural state is joy. Our natural state is fun. We're hilarious on the other side. We're like, woo, this is fun. What a party it is. We love the adventures. We're so excited about all these expressions as humanity, as all these things across this dimension, other dimensions, other universes that we're expanded in. So every moment has joy and fun in it. We just have to choose it and um, because it's our story, right? If I choose a story that how fun it is, to have a flat tire, let's make this a fun. Let's change it into a game instead of, oh, the story of, oh my God, why is this happening to me? But, there's that could be fun too. Choosing victimhood in life, I know I chose that for a lot of portion of my earlier life. Um, and it was fun while it lasted. No, it wasn't. But I could have chosen differently. But that's the whole thing, right? No right or wrong. It's like this tapestry back here. It's the darkness, the shadow times help us see this beautiful symbol of who we are in the middle, plus all these other opportunities, all these other Om symbols that are all around. See if I can do this. There, all the other, um, ones there. If it was all beige, you wouldn't see. If it was all black, you wouldn't see it. But it's the contrast of this life that allows us to see things. So I feel like it's important. Maybe that wasn't for you, but whoever needed to hear that, that's for all of us. All right, so let's take a look here and see over the next 5 days. What do we have here? I feel like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see what's coming here over these next 5 days for you here. All right. Let's see if I can just put these like this so you can kind of see them down there. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I think it's the the perception of the camera because it's higher up. These cards look really, really long. They're drawn out, right? So anyway, bottom of the deck, you do have the Eight of Pentacles, which is about um, whatever. And this is what you put in: the blood, the sweat, the tears. You get the fruit of what you're putting out. So it's a good reminder too. Being underlying energy is whatever I focus on is what I draw in. If I focus in on what I'm grateful for and my energy is all about joy and fun and higher vibration, I draw in stuff that matches it. If I focus in on lower vibration, fears and lack and blah blah blah, then I'm asking for that. If I plant an apple tree, I'm not going to get, you know, avocados. Whatever I plant is the fruit that comes. It's a good reminder for us all that my now is a result of the energy that I've chosen from the past. At least it draws in the energy. But even if I draw in, let's say I've been in a bad mood, and so I'm drawing in more things that can have that kind of energy, I still have the power in the moment to change my story and go, you know what? It's like stepping out of what they call karma, right? Usually karma humans are like, you reap what you sow. And that's a that is a I would say a law. It's a process of the universe. It's how it's this realm is made, at least the earth for sure. What we put out is what we draw back in, right? Um and there is this awareness around that we can step out of that energy and experience my circumstances independently of the energy that it's drawing in, right? Because if I focus in on, oh God, I hope I don't have a flat tire. I hope I don't have a flat tire. I hope I don't. Psst, damn it, then it's like, oh, okay. I can look at it, and go into that lower vibrational energy. And I want to experience what it feels like to be a victim and that this is happening to me. Why? Or I can go, you know what? I'm going to choose a higher vibrational way of looking at this now. Even though it's here in the present, I'm going to start changing my energy. I'm not a slave to the circumstances. I'm going to look at it and go, you know what? This is keeping me from getting a ticket or getting in a fatal accident or me killing someone with my car, or it's delaying me, or I'm going to walk into wherever I was headed and bump into a friend I haven't seen in a long time, or a new friend, bump into someone that starts a conversation that ends up being a lifelong friend or a lover, or who knows, right? It's like we can transform each moment from happening to me to happening for me, and we can make it fun and joyful if we want. I like that energy. All right, foundation laid. Now let's look here. The next 24 hours, we have the Five of Swords. Yep, the conflict between head and heart coming in here. I feel like this is that today can be a day of choice. The mind goes, well, in order to be happy, I need this and this and this and this and this. And the heart goes, hell no, I don't need anything. I'm just going to choose. I can choose whatever emotion I want to feel. You don't control me. The heart is very independent. Yeah, Moonlight, this is yours. Here's your timestamp here. If you, whoops, that is the wrong button. Do not do that. There we go. There's where it starts if you want to rewind. Um, so it's the conflicting. It's like I get to make a choice, and there's no wrong choice. Again, there's just different choices with different experiences. But if I realize my heart goes, you don't control me, mind. You can try to control me, but you don't. I can choose when feel. We can choose what story we want, but I can also get to choose what emotion I want to feel too. So I like that. Day two, again, Two of Swords. It's like these next 2 days, this is the same energy as the Five of Swords for me. Power of story. I get to choose the story, but it's more focused in on the mental choice. I get to choose what story I run around something. I'm gonna choose joy. It's like the next 2 days, I'm gonna like, it's a time for an experiment. I'm going to choose to find a way to be grateful, um, and choose joy and fun around things. I'm gonna try to make whatever is trying to draw me low, I'm gonna try to make it fun. I'm gonna try to make it a game. "Oh, no, you don't tell me what to do," kind of energy. So I like that. It's like, I'm gonna make it fun. Regardless of what it is, I'm gonna laugh. "Ha, ha, ha." Even if it's a fake laugh in the beginning, I'm gonna laugh, right? So I like that. Day 3, we got the Four of Swords. Wow, all this mental energy, my goodness. So there's this balanced energy. It's like day 3, we let go of expectations and we just see things from this higher perspective. I feel like it starts to become a habit. It becomes comfortable. It becomes, yeah, I can do this. And there's this restful energy that comes in. Day 4, you have the Page of Swords. Seeing things from a higher perspective. Look at that huge sword. Um, a new way of looking at things. And I feel like we'll see what day 5 brings here, but, this noodle up here, the little they call it the meatloaf between the ears. This is the troublemaker. This is the one that goes, "No, no, 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 no." It tries to put rules on the heart. It's like a little kid who comes to the playground to try to organize how everyone needs to play, and, that's the kid that, um, people don't like see coming, and that's what our mind tries to do with our heart, right? The mind tries to control the heart and put all these rules about how it has to feel and when it can feel fun, when it can feel here, um, when it can feel, the joy, when it can feel fun. It's like, I can feel it for no reason at all, and then the mind can't, try to take it away either. So, I like that. Day 5, yep, the Full card. There, the fun. So I feel like day 5, there's this new beginning, this free of expectations. This is that energy of full of possibilities. Every moment is full of possibilities of fun and joy. What a great message here. I know it started off, as what fun thing is coming in my way. And of course, your spirit guides are like, wow, what a beautiful time to bring awareness and allow you to step into your power of joy and fun, that every moment has an opportunity to be able to do that. And it has nothing to do with what we've been told of w- what we have to have in our lives. That long list, right? Oh, I love that. Of course. Perfect. I love the validations that come through here in your readings for you. Let's take a look here. All right. And then here's your fortune cookie. Let's see what else they have to say here. You've got create some space. I love that. You get to create the space for fun, the space for joy. Let's see where this one's at here. Yeah, I almost think you're an air sign. That is funny, right? That's that's what I was thinking. Wow, and it's on page 88. I love that. Flow, go with the flow and the ending of cycles. Many mystical texts suggest that grace fills the spaces we're courageous enough to leave empty. How are you being called to make more space in your life? Right? Letting go of thoughts and beliefs that don't serve you anymore, and emotions, energy, and physical things. But very much these thoughts, right? How can you create more room to breathe? How can you allow more space in your life? What would happen if you resisted the need to busy yourself or to be certain and instead, just for a moment, stopped? This card is encouraging you to take it easy and rest in the unknown mystery that's waiting for you. to be silently pulled toward your becoming. Life is a co-creative journey, but in order for that creation to happen, we must enter into a collaborative relationship with the mystery of life itself. Maybe you've been in overdrive for a while. Maybe you prefer it when you're in control. We all do, right? Or perhaps you've just been doing the same thing for some time and are feeling a little bored. How can you create more space in your life to both dream into the future and let life surprise you? What if by creating some space you were to find an unexpected blessing or the future fulfillment of a dream waiting for you there? All of life begins in the metaphoric and actual fertile void of the womb. When something ends, whether that be a relationship, a job, a TV show, or a conversation with a friend, many feel the need to fill the space with something else. But if we find a way to honor endings, to gather the courage to be in between what was and what will be, something incredible and new can be born. I love it. Your soul inquiry. How are you being called to create more space in your life? So perfect, so powerful. Zoom, zoom, zoom. So that is what they have for you, my dear. I love it. I love it. I love it. That is funny though. I'm like, what are you? An air sign? But it's interesting because you do swim, and I understand this, having so much water, my moon and my stellium and all this stuff and water in my chart. I understand the comfort of swimming in something that's comfortable. But although in the beginning, I was all in my mind because of my Aquarius sun and my Capricorn rising. That's very thinky, airy energy. Um, and so I saw the world through my brain a lot of my life until I stepped into my heart. And I feel like you've been swimming in your heart, that you're understanding. And um, it's like they're showing me this fish that has legs that can walk on shore as well. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go walk among the air for a bit. And then I'm going back into the water. Then I go back out and I'm walking in the air. So I feel like you've been really working on your mental adventure, the last couple years at least, but more so lately, a lot of letting go of thoughts and beliefs that you're like, oh, now I'm getting comfortable. It's like when you get a new computer or a new phone. They're showing me too how we're like lost. Like, okay, how do I answer a call? Where are my texts? What are all these apps? How does this work? Where are the settings? It's like things we kind of know, but it's like getting in and learning it, and then as we learn more about it, we become more comfortable with it. So I feel like that's kind of where you're at too. I love that. All right, that's what they got for you, my dear, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. What is bored? Tired of the same old, right? All right. So Supernova, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Boom, boom. Thank you for your donation, your sticker, the little what does that remind me of? She's a maniac. The dancer. I forget the movie. Shadow Dance. No, I forget what it was, but it's when she's dancing. That's what it reminds me of. All right, so thank you for your donation as well. And Nova, if you are here, I don't see a question here for you. Did you fall asleep? Let me see here. Yeah, I don't see it yet here. So if you're here and you're awake, Nova, put your question down there. While I'm waiting, I'll give it a moment here. I guess my last donation right now, anyway. So while I'm seeing if she's awake and if she's putting her, because she's on the other side of the planet. So it's the middle of, I think, it would be what, so 12 hours would be midnight. I think you're like 14 or 16 hours, so it's like 4 in the morning or some god awful time, somewhere, I think. I think that's where you're at. So, let me grab I just had another donation come in too, so we'll grab that here. But let me grab the, free reading questions here while I'm here, and we will continue here. 'Cause I will try to get the last 30 minutes. I'm on for 3 hours usually, um, and, if I don't get to any free readings in the first 2.5 hours, the last 30 minutes, I try to get to the free readings. Uh, so I try to get through some. So let's take a look here. Boom, boom, boom. Grab those. We've got a sheesh. Oh, sorry if you just heard my stomach growl. Growl. You hungry? Okay. Got those. Okay. And then there's a DT. Oops. Come on. Grab a DT. And we got Swaroop. Olivier Vagata. Hello, hello. I'm so sorry I didn't say hi to you. Hello, hello, my friend. And then we have Needy Sarvaya. Hello, hello. Cat Goddess. Sorry, just a couple more here. I think I'm toward the bottom, so we'll grab that. Oh, and Johanna, you went offline for a sec. Internet is wonky. Okay, we are still live. I keep a. It's a good. I keep my an active session over here on my other computer, to make sure we're still live, because one night I didn't even know I was not live. And if someone hadn't, wonderful Sean G, if she hadn't sent me a donation to get my attention, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna keep one open each session so I can see if it starts spinning or whatever. So anyway, you guys don't need to know that, but there you go. All right. So what I'm gonna do here, going to remove this one. And Nova, we'll get you squared away one way or another if I don't hear from you in this session. All right. So Maria P, you are up. Thank you for your donation via the PayPal. And here is your timestamp. Hey, Sudeshna. Hello, hello. Good to see you. All right. Let's take a look here. So Maria. I'm going to take a sip here. Cheers to everybody. All right. So, sorry, I was reading over your questions too. So we got Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you today. So we got feelings, we've got thoughts. And then does he know that you want a future with him? Let's see, we got 2 cards for that one. And then he's going to be 50. Oh my gosh, what an old man. He's still a young sly one there. October 24th. Oh, interesting. So you told him, let's celebrate your 50th birthday together. His thoughts on that. Okay, we got 3 for that. And does he feel your relationship is stronger? Take a look here. Got 1 card for that. And then Jeff, thoughts on you today. Okay, and with the picture, is that what that was? All right. We'll take a look here. So Wally's thoughts on you today. Yep, they're seeking to understand more here with the Justice card because has the Ace of Swords, which is about seeing things from a higher perspective and trying to balance things out, trying to let go of thoughts and beliefs that don't serve, small teachers rooted in fears, seeing things more clearly. And so they are attempting to balance all that out to move and get out of their head and into something more higher. That's a positive thing. Yeah, I love that. And emotions. Nine of Cups, dream come true energy. So it feels very positive today. Um, so uh, I want to say different energy from the last probably this last week. I feel like they're less conflicted about a lot of things in their life, but I feel like after your dates and hanging out, that they feel more secure, I guess I would say, in those energies. We'll find out more too when we ask about does he feel you're it's stronger. Does he know that you want a future with him? Got the Three of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like they understand the Ten of Pentacles is like a relationship card. The Three of Wands is about um I feel like they know like that is your intention, but they're not confident that you won't go a different direction. The Three of Wands is my intention is to do this, but there's this off ramp, and they're not sure if you're going to take the off ramp. So I feel like they know that you would like that and that's your intention, but they're not sure it's going to happen. Um, that you're gonna choose that you won't sh again, there's that fear of abandonment that they have that they're working on, but I feel like they know that that's what you want, but, is that what will come true? They're like, "I don't know," kind of energy. Not from them choosing it, but you choosing not to. And then celebrating the 50th, birthday together, we got the 8 of Cups. Interesting energy, because that's about walking away from relationships and emotions that don't serve anymore. And then the Emperor. That's so funny. And the World card. Ending, beginning. I feel like, um, wow, because all this energy is about if I choose to walk away from certain relationships in my life by then and if I'm having this significant ending and new beginning, that this I would be able to do that if I chose to not spend it with family and friends and different things that would cause a ripple. Like if because on their birthday, I feel like it's a very big thing that they all celebrate every all together, and if they chose not to go be with someone else, it would cause a lot of ripples. So I feel like they might be like, "Well, it depends on the plans with all these other people." Like, we will choose a if, like I feel like October 24th, is that well, we got a calendar here. Because is this a weekend? Because I feel like it's gonna be on a different day anyway. What's October 12th? Oh, that's this month. It's a Friday. Yeah. So I feel like um, I need to spend it with them, and then but we can celebrate on a different night is kind of where the energy was going, and that makes sense. It's a Friday night. I'm gonna end up leaving work early and going and partying with my family and friends because they want to get together and celebrate because it's a big 5-0. It's got to be, everyone's going to wear black, kind of thing. But we can celebrate either before or after that, kind of is what I feel like their thinking is. Um, does he feel that your relationship is stronger? The strength card. Cycle with it here too. Yeah, right now they feel it stronger. But this goes back to that 3 of Wands a bit, um, because that feels like, you know, there is, and it's about relationships, and it happens, it's not just your guys' relationship. It's not just this relationship, it's every relationship you've had, we've all had. It goes through cycles, right? We grow closer and we grow and we kind of step back and then we grow closer. But it's not about going in a circle. It's about going upward, right? We're either going upward or we're going downward. you know, as we grow together and we let go of more expectations and we seek harmony and gratitude and expressing that, that's what takes us up. When we're focusing on nitpicking at each other and conflict, that is what we feel like we're going backwards. And then we can go forward and learn and grow. But right now, they do feel like you're in this period where we're on our way back to becoming stronger instead of, for a while, I feel like he felt like we were going backwards. We were slipping backwards instead of going forwards. Now it feels like that they feel like you're going forward. So I like that. All right. And then we'll take a look here at Jeffrey. We'll see what's going on here. Let me just put these other cards away here, and then we'll look at here at Jeffrey. I feel like we needed to separate those here. So his thoughts on you today, and I think you said around picture and everything. We'll just see what it is over here. Yeah, we got the devil card. A lot of thinking going on here. This is facing a lot of um, breaking old cycles, letting go of a lot of old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. They do this sensuality, the feminine energy here, this earthy energy, this birthing energy. So, they're in their head about trying to let go of some old thoughts and beliefs, but, they do see this energy of they're attracted to that nurturing energy that you have. Yeah, the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, there is this putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, kind of energy that's here, wanting to see what can grow from it, this hope that it was. And yeah, the Knight of Wands, yeah, the picture did spark some fire within them here, or if it wasn't a picture, but I do feel like there is this sensuality, this draw that comes in here, um, as well. Um, just I don't get this very often. They're bringing this back. It was an old deck I had, and a friend of mine, she hated it. She hated this deck I used because it would call out truth like no other. And she was interested in someone, um, and she goes, "Tell me about him." And I got a card. It was the devil card, but the way it was, it had this energy that was going out of their mouth, and I heard silver tongue devil, which is they'll tell you what you want to hear to get what they want from you. Um, and I feel like it's important to remember that we get the 2 of Pentacles. They keep bringing that up here, going, realize that you're not the only one they're talking to, and that um, they look at you as an opportunity, that there is sensuality, there is nurturing, that I can have that from you. But you're not the only one that you're not the only menu they're choosing from. so, so that's important for you to know. Oh, your spirit guides are so funny. All right, let's see what your fortune cookie brings into. Almost forgot the fortune cookie. How could I? How could I? Hey, innocent, welcome, welcome. No, the free list is still open. Actually, this is my last donation right now. I'm gonna, if I don't have one come in, or if Nova, if you're here, Nova, she doesn't. let me know her question. We'll start on some free readings. So take a look here. All right. So Maria, you've got we got misaligned and aligned. We got the conflicting energies here, but it came up the misaligned. So we'll see what that is about here. These are in the back. Let me find that here. There it is. So we got energy. The misaligned energy is inauthentic, incongruent, pushing, controlling, mistruths. It's a no card. It's a control card. Or energy, disingenuous, stuck, withholding, forcing an outcome. Interesting. Let's see what this is about. So, alignment is the highest vibration there is. This is because alignment is the ultimate harmony. Alignment doesn't pretend things are working or the sun is shining when it's not. It simply is. When people are aligned and authentic, we feel that congruence in our system. When we speak in alignment and authentically, there's a resonance that can be deeply felt. It takes courage to be authentic and aligned, for it requires embracing what is, a welcoming of the truth. Choosing the authentic or aligned path isn't always the easiest option. Misalignment is an experience we all know, and that for sure. That feeling when the record scratches, creak, those sandpaper moments when something deep within us says, that isn't quite right. It's easy to ignore these moments, these bits of information from our inner senses, in an effort to keep the peace. But more often than not, our first instincts are always right, and sometimes it's easier to admit it sooner rather than later. If the card appears with the aligned the right way up, then that could have been indication that things are congruent and gives the message of yes, yes, yes. It didn't appear that way. If it appears with misaligned right side up, which it did, then you may choose to question what it is that's not quite in alignment for you. Hmm. So, understanding what's not quite in alignment for you. They're bringing back, was this last night or the day before reading of what do I feel is out of alignment, like between relationships, right? And the importance of writing down what I feel is lacking, what I feel I need. I think they did it that way. What I feel I need in a relationship for it to feel like it's aligned. And then what do I feel is not in alignment? What do I feel has not been in alignment in other relationships in the past? Look for patterns because all of that is pointing you back to your authentic self, realizing these things that I feel are not existing in relationships, I'm not giving to myself, right? So they're bringing us back to that, an important homework assignment if you want to step out of a cycle, step out of a pattern. That's one way that we can do that. So I like that for you. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All righty, righty, righty. So let me take a look here. Let me grab here. I think this is the last of my donations. So let me make sure I grab here. So I think you're the only one that I didn't grab yet, Innocent. So I'll grab that, put that on the bottom here. All right. So we will, unless I get a donation really quick, we're going to dive into um, the free reading. Sorry for all the clicking here. Just preparing my free reading section here so that we can flow down it with ease and breeze. All right. And that, whoops. That should do it there. Right. Okay. All right. So we'll take a sip here and then we will dive in So thank you guys again for being here, and thanks for all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love. It tells me you guys enjoy the free reading, so I appreciate those. Something everyone can do for free as well. So that's a win-win, right? All right. So free readings go a little faster because they're just 1 to 2 card readings. So let's step into a free reading mode here, connecting to the energy of all the free readings. All right. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So we have the official Anjali Sharma. You are up here. So Anjali, let's grab your timestamp. Boom, boom. And you were looking for some divine guidance for you. All right. What does Spirit want you to know right now? All right. Boom, boom. So you got the Seven of Pentacles and the Hangman. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, you got 2 cards that are about pausing and things moving slowly. And it may feel like you're at a standstill with the Seven of Pentacles and the Hangman. Seven of Pentacles, like the phrase that I have with this is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. It is trusting the process a bit. Same with the Hanged Man. It's like a cocoon hanging from a tree. It's trusting that when we're called to go into our cocoon, like a caterpillar is kind of called into, going into that cocoon, that it takes time for it to turn into caterpillar soup and for the butterfly to form, and then the getting out of the cocoon struggle creates the wing muscles of the butterfly to fly. There's a process. Trust the process is really the energy. Know that even though on the surface sometimes we don't feel like is anything even changing, they are. They're just because we're always with ourselves. We don't realize things are changing and evolving, unfolding until um, boom, here goes the butterfly out of the that comes out of the cocoon. So I feel like that's the big energy that they have coming in here for you is trust the process and um, embrace the divine timing, knowing that it's unfolding perfectly. um, and that's always something to look at too, right? Patience is a lack energy. If I I'm being very patient with things right now. It's actually lack energy. I was surprised when Spirit told me that. But if you look at what the root of it is I feel I should have this by now, and it's not here. So I'm patiently waiting for it to finally arrive, which that means I feel like I don't have, that's the phrase, I don't have something right now that I think I should. That's lack energy. Gratitude energy is gratitude for what I do have and what I have had, and knowing that that's perfect. And that if I don't have something yet, it's not time yet, and it's okay. If I focus on the future of I want, that's lack energy. That's like patience energy. And it's like, you know what? I don't need patience because I'm grateful for what I have. I'm perfectly in the place of where I'm supposed to be, and I love it. That's the kind of energy we can do, and it changes things. It takes away the pressure. It takes away the hurry, the frustration, right? Alright, so that's what they have for you, my dears. So many blessings to you. Right. And then Ateshi Singh, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. There we go. So your journey towards and with KTH. So your journey towards and your journey with. So your journey towards KTH. Sorry, I know. Temperance, patience. What is this? Are we going to get patience messages today? We just talked about patience with Anjali. But, temperance is alchemy. It's slowly unfolding. There is growth. There is movement toward KTH, but it's a very slow process that's unfolding here, right? You've got the Ace of Wands after this here. And this is about motion and movement. So both with the Temperance card and this one together, it is basically saying that it's like there is motion and sometimes things will speed up, but then they slow back down, and it's trusting, like we're talking about, Anjali, it's trust the process. The magic is happening. Usually they start off with 2 cups on the Temperance card. We put a base metal in one, we add some magic to it, and the alchemy energy of it is that it just a little bit goes back and forth, magic is happening. That magic wand, the magic is going, but it's trusting the process, trusting the unfolding of things. And um, I like that the message we got here with Anjali too about gratitude, right? Because if I feel like I'm being patient, that there is this rush energy, like I want to get to this point in the future. But when we're all about the future, the future, the future, the future, that's lack energy. It actually slows things down, delays things, where gratitude is a higher vibration that speeds things up. So it's interesting that we're taught focus on what you want and need and drive, drive, drive to try to get what you want. And, feeling like we have to have certain things happen in order to feel loved and fulfilled. And, whether it's relationships of all kinds, friends, family, lovers, whatever, marriage, or situations like jobs, education, or like marriage, contractual, it's a situational, or things, our bodies, our bank account, all this stuff that we're taught to drive for, to define ourselves, when we realize none of that impacts who I am. I've got everything I need right here, right now in this moment. The magician, which is like the, excuse me, hiccup, like the ace of wands is I have everything inside of me right here, right now. I don't need anything else. Yeah, I'm going to experience relationships and love and this and that and all this other fun adventure theme park in the outside world. But that doesn't change my worth. That doesn't change who I am. In fact, it more muddies my awareness of who I am because I'm being told by all these things in the outside world, oh, no, no, no. You're not that. You need to be this. You must become this, blah, 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 instead of realizing I am a perfect mountain right now. I'm just exploring who I am. It doesn't, anything in the outside world doesn't change who I am or my worth, right? So I like that energy here. Just trust the process. Enjoy the moments. What are you grateful for in your relationship right now? Enjoy each step of the way instead of I can enjoy it when, because when will never come. You'll get there and there'll be a new when. It's like, and I get this a lot in relationship readings, and it's a great awareness that when I'm single and I don't know someone, I'm looking, I just want to meet someone. I just want to meet someone. That's enough. If I can just meet someone that I can love, that's what all that I need. You meet someone, you're like, oh, thank you. All right, now what I need from them is I need them to only want me. I only want them to date me exclusively. All right, we get that. And now, okay, now I want them to want to marry me. I want them to be with me and only me forever. All right, we get that. Uh, we get the engagement. Okay, I'm glad they've committed to that. Now I need this kind of ceremony. I need this kind of house. I need this kind of interactions with them. I need their family to be this. There's always more, more, more. And then we get married and we have all that, and then like, okay, now we need children, or we need this, we need that. There's always something more we're trying to add. And if we don't enjoy each moment along the way, we're just in a rush to get to nowhere, because in the end we die. We rush to death and we're like, well, I didn't get to enjoy it all. It's like taking pictures of a vacation instead of enjoying it. All right. Anyway, that's what's coming in. Hopefully that helps. I felt like that was for more than just you and me, Ateshi, but we can all glean from that. All right. So Brenda Globy, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Oops, if I can type. There we go. All right. So, does and will KT want to marry A in the future? All right. So, does KT, based on current energies, do they want to marry? Okay. based on current energy, will they, right? I like that you know the difference between intention and ability. So let's take a look here. Do they want to? The King of Cups. Yeah, there's this balance between head and heart. There's this energy of they do feel like A is a great fit for them. The King of Cups is one of my cards that represents someone who just fits like a glove, that very compatible energy. That's their impression right now of them. And that would be like, yeah, you are such a perfect fit for me. So it does feel like you are the one energy that they're feeling. Will they do it? Three of Pentacles. That's an interesting energy about being true to my authentic self. Sorry, I need to sit back. I'm slipping off my chair. You know, this is an interesting energy here, Brenda, because I feel like I'm uh, this intention of like, yeah, you fit to my mind's idea of who I should be with. This expectations of should and supposed to being, you check off all the boxes of what I feel this is should be. This Three of Pentacles, it doesn't, it's not a yes, it's not a no. It's if as I step away from these beliefs and I'm more true to my authentic self, then I might make a different decision on who is a good fit for me or not. So I feel like right now they're caught up in this belief system of who I'm supposed to be with, and they're in the process of understanding more of who they are. And once they take away these requirements, all these everyone else's opinion they had, then they will make a determination if our energies match then. Um, and I feel like both KT and A are going through kind of a self-discovery about who they are and what they want. And so I feel like it's going to be from both sides. Do we want to create a life together? Because this Three Pentacles creative energy is about, you know, it's more of an artist energy of like, I want to create something that just resonates instead of a business mind of it has to hit these things in order to be a good investment. It's like more of getting into our heart energy. So I feel like there's a lot of decisions to be made yet before marriage date, but I feel like right now, based on their mind, they see that. But again, they're both evolving. So very interesting energy coming in there. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have right now, Brenda. Can always check the energy, in a week, right? See, okay, has it changed? Because that's the thing about the future, right? And the choices we make. We can just make one little choice today. And instead of going here, we end up going here. There's a great amount of distance here. Even though the decision feels small here, the outcome later is bigger, right? So that's what we have right now. All right. Many blessings to you, my dear. All right, and Starfall, you are up. Let's take a look here. Hello, hello. But oh wow, oops, too short. Duh. It didn't. Oh, because I didn't copy it. I copied a little space. My mouse must have moved. All right, let's try this. There it goes. Error. Okay, that's interesting. It was too short because it was an empty space. So, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. You asked, "How are you?" Yeah, a general reading. Let's see what spirit wants you to know right here. What is too short? Something's too short. Whoa. No, 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 no. Let me do this. I got distracted. Okay, Starfall. What else? Life is too short. No, it's something. What is too short? Can you tell us what that was about? Okay, I do want those too. Let's take a look here. So you have the Page of Swords. There is something about communication here which is what that was. So a communication is too short. Yeah. And then you have the Ace of Swords with the Page of Pentacles. So there's a new opportunity for clarity here. This is interesting that I just love how things happen for a reason because this is all about a communication that feels like um, either an interaction. It could be through writing or texting or even in person, but it feels like something was left unsaid and it was shortened. It was cut short, and I feel like either you or the other person or both of you didn't get to say everything you wanted to say. But don't worry, there's a new opportunity that's coming up with this Page of Pentacles for you to bring the clarity, for both of you to have clarity and to bring in um, the communication for the okay. So for the words to be said that need to be said is what's coming through. So I like that. So just know that there is another opportunity coming up um, for the things that need to be said to be said. So I like that. Hopefully that makes sense to you. But that's what's coming in right now, Starfall. So many blessings. All right. And Butterfly A, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Make sure we do it right this time. There we go. So you're very welcome for your previous reading. This may sound very silly. Um, there are no silly questions when it comes to spirit. They just love us wanting to interact. So never have to worry about that. But you want to know, is the Pisces C in her head about you since you didn't choose to sit next to her in school? It's the only thing you could think of, or was it something else? All right, good question. Let's take a look here. Yeah, that Pisces. What are they doing in their head? Who are they? How can they be in their head? It makes sense though that in school, their mind is really focused in on studies. That's why they're in such a, me- a mental place. But let's see here specifically about you though. Here, all right. What do we have here? Yeah, the Ace of Swords. I love that. With the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, it's interesting. What I'm really looking at here, because normally the Seven of Pentacles is an energy of the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit, but there's a second popular message that comes through, or common message that comes through, which is once we get the fruit of something, we are like, meh, that's not what I want. I want a different fruit. So it's about a change of where I'm investing my energy. And I feel like with this Ace of Swords, that makes so much sense with they're like, "Oh, they didn't sit next to me. Did I do something wrong? Am I not?" Da, da, da. Such a Pisces thing too, by the way. They really dive into the deep places of the emotional pond and someone's actions. Um, Pisces can get their feelings hurt very easily because they're so big. They have such huge emotions um, that things, and it's a very sensitive heart. Um, so that if something touches it roughly, it can tear it. It can feel like it's tearing it, right? It doesn't break it. That's a human misconception that our hearts can break. We can go into fear and it can feel like someone's stabbing our heart deep, um, but I do feel like there is this, "Oh, did I do something wrong? What did I do? I wonder what that's. What did I do? Da, da, da," and then it triggers other abandonment and, different things, there. And they're like, "Oh, they don't sit by me anymore." It's funny because 'cause they're reminding me I went to college for a couple years, didn't complete everything because I was like, "I don't know what I wanna do. I'm wasting my time and money." Um, but they're reminding me back then of, you would notice because everyone started to sit near each other. Most people liked structure, and we would sit in the same seat all the time, and you'd hear all the time, "You're sitting in my seat. You need to move." you know? But when someone consciously chose to sit somewhere else, you're like, "Did I do something wrong? Why aren't they sitting next to me? Do they not wanna talk to me anymore?" So there is some of that that's here. Um, I also feel like they're in their brain about the conversations that they wanted to have with you that they didn't say, and now they feel like they've missed a chance. So they're very much they get in their head very easily. Again, I wonder if they have, like, a moon sign or a lot of excuse me, either air energy in their chart or Capricorn, Virgo, all of these big thinking energies that can do that as well. But I feel like there's a lot of conversations that they wanted to have or that they had in their head that you guys didn't have. And that's funny because that's what we as humans can do. I will create a little mini version of you in my head and have you tell me things that I wanna tell myself, but I am not telling myself. They're like, "Oh, this means I'm not worthy. They don't like me. I did something wrong." There's energy that, is mirroring to them, toward themselves of, "You're not worthy," kind of energy. So, you can't help what people see or don't see, um because we're mirrors. And so if a giraffe looks in the mirror, they see a giraffe. If a monkey looks in the mirror, they see a monkey. You just are reflecting. You don't even know what you're reflecting to people. Same as what you are picking up from other people. They have no idea either, right? So interesting. So hopefully that helps, butterfly. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings. All right. And we have Nadine up here. So Nadine, let's grab your timestamp here. All right. I love it. Can a broke bish get a free energy reading? Absolutely. I love you, Nadine. You're hilarious. All right, so about love options K, J, J, and N. Yeah, I can pull a couple extra cards here because these will be we'll get some energies here. So let's do. So we've got K, we've got J. Okay. JJ, J times 2, and N. All right. Nope, I don't want those. What about N? All right. Okay, no, not with this one. Yeah, there's these two cards. I feel like there's uh what is this? I feel like there's someone else coming your way. And the two cards, they don't want me to pull anything on them yet, but I feel like they're a Gemini because there's 2 sides to them. It's like a split personality energy, but not like an emotional, condition or mental condition. It's their, sun sign. So they have these 2 sides, the twins inside them, right? Or they could be a twin, as well. I mean, but literally, it feels like Gemini, but it can be twin energy as well. So, not that you're gonna date twins, but they are a twin. So, right. So, cheers. We'll dive into some tea here. All right. So, for K, we have the Ace of Swords. Very much this air energy that's coming in very strong here. Seeking clarity. I feel like they're more of a mind, less of an emotional energy. Good conversations, different way of looking at things with them, but it feels more cerebral than it does feel emotional. So, like I said, good conversation person, good talking, deep conversations, interesting conversations, but emotion absent. J, yeah, I don't normally read cards in reverse, but you did get the 10 of cups upside down, which is unjoy. um, I feel like there's like this instability in their emotional expression. They have high highs and low lows. Um, but they tend to go low, with their emotions. So it's like I have experiences like, oh my gosh, they're so happy, but then why are they being so cranky? Well, cranky or sorrow or lower vibration emotional energy is normally what they at this stage in their life revert to instead of the higher vibration. So I kind of feel like that one, it's like, yeah, you get emotion from them, but it's so unstable and it tends towards, you know, falling lower than higher. JJ, what do we have here? 9 of cups. JJ seems like a dream come true energy. So I feel like they're very yeah, they kind of feel they've got self-love, but it's not arrogance, it's confidence, it's love for self. And because of that, they're able to give and receive love in a way. So JJ, I mean, this is a great indicator of someone that would really mesh well. And then N, the 9 of Pentacles, they're kind of an introvert, more to themselves. It's funny, I hear you're better off alone. So JJ really feels it comes through here that there is some strong energy of connection with them. So, take that as you will and see if those energies resonate because that's their current energies and their current kind of patterns that's coming in. So hopefully that helps, Nadine. Many blessings to you. You're so funny. All right. And then Johanna, you are up. Thank you so much for your donation earlier. And this is for your free reading. And you don't know, was that your granny that flashed the light last night? You're currently temporarily living in the country house where she used to be for the summers. Okay, and then you said they'd appeared in the room. All right, let's take a look here. Was that granny? Queen of Pentacles, Empress will tell me for sure, for sure. Ace of Wands. Well, Temperance. Ace of Wands, and the Temperance energy. I don't feel like it was Granny with this, but she says not yet. The Temperance card is an energy of patience, and eventually they will. But it's interesting because Temperance, if I'm not mistaken, Temperance is. Let me move this over here. Is that Sagittarius energy? Let me verify because she wants me to. Where's my notes? Here it is. Yes. Okay, very good. Thank you. Well, that makes sense. Because the Ace of Wands with that Sagittarius energy, I was feeling very much this fire signy energy. So I feel who it was that was visiting you. Even here's the little orb appearing. It's funny. Granny says, I will appear as an orb. I will not flash you. That's funny. I will not flash you. I will appear as an orb. I'm not a flasher. She's being so proper. I'm not a flasher. She's being funny though. But I feel who flashed in there was it's a fire sign energy. It could be a Sagittarius. It could be any fire sign though. I feel it was them that had appeared to you, but not Granny. Granny will, if you're going to hang out there for a little bit, um, you can even take some pictures with your phone. And she goes, I'll appear as an orb in pictures. And what is this? Um, and she goes, when the energy is aligned, I can show myself to you in physical, like a bright orb that you can see. But the energies have to be in alignment, both your energy and planetary. Feels like planetary energies. Well, okay, she wants me to look here. What's going on here? What what coming up here really stands out? The moon in Cancer. Yeah, it looks like Saturday. Yeah, Saturday evening into Sunday morning, and Saturday and Sunday. Um, and Monday, Pluto goes direct, which is some Scorpio energy. And then Tuesday, well, it's really early Tuesday morning. So I feel like over those 3 days, that makes sense. Cancer moon energy. It's like the moon is in her element. Um, so I feel like uh, it's that kind of energy that she's talking about where she will appear. So I love that for you. All right. So many blessings to you. That is what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for your earlier donation. All right. All right. So we will circle back around for more free readings in a moment. I know. Um, so Maria, you might have been like, I was next. You're like, you're so close. But I do have a donation, so I do honor those. I'm going to step out momentarily. I will return. Hang in there. So, Sudeshna, thank you so much for your donation. Let's use the correct symbols here instead of quotations. There we go. So you got 212 at 28. Well, 212 is my birthday. Boom, boom. Not 1928, though. All right. So thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. Try that again. There it goes. So thank you so much. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And let's take I must have this ad set to every 30 minutes. So apologies to you guys if you're getting ads. All right. So let's take a look here. So for the upcoming week for you for love, career, health, and guidance. All right. So love first. What do we got for love? Ooh, 3. Boom, boom, boom. All right. For career. Okay, thank you. Boom, boom, boom. 4 for career. Wow. And then health, of course, as always. See the description box of the video for the disclaimer regarding health. You got one card for that. And any other guidance. Oh, thank you. Anything else? All right. Those? No? Okay. Just one for guidance. I feel like they're going to really zero in here on love and career. So I feel like that's probably the biggest interests right now. Bottom of the deck, you do have the 9 of Pentacles. Wow. And underneath that, the Hermit as well. So this week feels very hermity. Obviously, the 9 of Pentacles being, 9 being the Hermit in the major arcana, which you got, and then Pentacles being the outside world. The 9 of Pentacles has this energy of you kind of feel pocketed away, and there's like this important energy of it's a good week to kind of stay close to yourself or making sure you're taking alone time. Doesn't mean you have to be a total hermit, but making sure you're taking time for you, taking time to connect with spirit, whether it's journaling or going for a walk or meditating, whatever you do to feel connected. I feel like doing a little bit every day, even if it's for 5 minutes, it's important to take time away this week. For love, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, the wheels of fate are turning. We like that. That means there is some Feeling of energetic movement here. You have the Justice card too. So there's this balancing energy. Got 10, 11. There is a little bit of progression. This is you, again, this taking time alone with spirit is allowing you to see things differently, gaining clarity around some fears, some opinions that don't serve you anymore. And I feel like you're hearing things, watching things, getting things when you're connecting with spirit, whether you're watching readings or YouTube videos or reading a meme. I just feel like you're getting knowledge this week regarding how you feel about yourself and awareness around relationship energy too. Yeah, and the Three of Cups. It feels like this is more social energy that's unfolding here. Occasionally, I get this kind of energy where the Three of Cups is you're getting two close friends first. And I feel like they're kind of just preparing you that it's like you have this little three person group that you guys are like besties where you it's like you support one another, you get one another, you guys laugh at the same stuff, you think a lot alike, but you're different enough that you give and you grow from each other. So it's like two besties, and all three of you are besties where you keep each other grounded in relationship too. Like, hey, have you met someone you're interested in? Yeah, how do you know? Because you're shrinking. And then you're like, oh God, that's my pattern is when I meet someone, I start shrinking to try to become who they want, who I think that they think they want me to be. I don't know. I just have this idea. And so I try to change to try to be who I think they want me to be. And I shrink. And they're like, no, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to let you do that. You're going to, shine bright. And, well, it's we get together on Thursday nights to go to karaoke. Well, I need this Thursday. I'm not going to go this Thursday because they want to take me out. And you're like, then change it to Friday. Thursday night is our night. You're not going to lose your life for the sake of someone else. You This is an important relationship too. I feel like that's the kind of that you guys are to each other. You all keep each other accountable in a loving way to stay true to your authentic self. And this, I feel like this is what comes before the love of your life comes in, where you will be with that person for the rest of your life. You might have some little stepping stones in between that come in, but I feel like, these two other people come into your life first. And that's the importance of this week is being open to that and recognizing, do you have that or not? And if not, then it's about where where would I find people that match my mind energy, my emotional energy, my physical energy, my, spiritual energy. And I like that. So that's where you're at for love this week. Career, you've got the 7 of Cups. Yep. Are you still in this not still, there's no judgment in that. Just like, are you, um, continuing on this journey of, I'm confused about what I want with my career. The 7 of Cups is this emotional energy. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. But you have the Empress, which is follow your heart energy, be true to you, create what you want to create. She's very creative energy, but it's about trusting your heart and getting out of the head here as well. You got the Knight of Cups, follow the heart. You have the 10 of Swords, get out of your head. Get out of your head and into your heart. So I like this for you because that is the energy and just confirmation of what you've been getting regarding your career is there's no wrong choice, but your mind will be like freaking out. There's all this things you've got to think about and do and supposed to do and blah blah blah. It's like get out of your head and close your eyes, open your heart, and go, heart, where do you want to go? Follow your heart. You can, it'll immediately take you there. The fear, the confusion comes in when I fear I'm going to make a wrong choice. And there's no wrong choice, there's just adventure. So let your heart have a say. And where's your heart drawing you? I feel is the important thing. Health wise, You have a rebirth coming in. I know, is this what you fear? You fear death? Don't worry, this is a rebirth. This is a change, an ending of something regarding your health and the beginning of something else. So if you've been wanting something to be solved and needing something to change, this week you have information, you have the ability to make change. But I feel like it is you that needs to make the change that comes in with this here. But there is a rebirth regarding your body, and you do have. I feel like this is all about possibilities. It's funny because they're bringing in 13. Friday the 13th doesn't happen all the time. It only happens, rarely. It's a possibility. Um, and so there's all these possibilities of things you can do, but if you don't take action on them, then nothing happens. That's a good message. I'm hearing that for me too. So you're not alone. All right. And then guidance overall. Yeah, King of Wands. You are the ruler of your world. The King of Wands, it's like the Emperor energy, which is you're not at the whim of the outside world, right? You rule over your life, even though everyone else has told you, no, we do. All these people of the kingdom are saying, all these self-appointed advisors saying, this is what you should do with your life. This is what you're supposed to do, need to, have to, must. And there's all these people saying different things and doing different things. Um, and that's noise, right? And but when we clear the throne room, when we say, everyone just step out. Thank you for all your opinion. You can leave that on the box on your way out the door. I need silence. I need quiet. I need to decide what it is that I want to do. And then once I choose it, then I put a plan and I take action. But this is about love and career and health and everything in your life. My energy, my focus is what I draw in. And when I'm focusing on trying to live up to what everyone else thinks I'm supposed to, all those expectations, that sucks the life out of us. It has us focus on the lack of life instead of on what we're grateful for. And gratitude also tells us what we enjoy. Like the stuff I'm grateful for, I'm like, this is the stuff that my heart enjoys. Because if I'm not grateful for it, or I don't realize it's in my life, it's just, it doesn't matter to me. It's like, what am I grateful for in my life? And focus on your heart. So I feel like that is what they have for you. Oh, don't forget your fortune cookie. Almost forgot. Let's see what we got here. Okay, thank you. And you have, yeah, scarcity or plenty. We got gratitude and lack, which we were talking about. Don't you just love spirit? So let's take a look here. So this card is about resourcing and receiving. Can be a reflection of your current mindset or energy levels, or it can be a representation of where things may be headed based on how you're currently spending your thoughts, your energy, and your time. Where you focus on your energy, it's what you draw to you, right? It's about your mindset and the way you live your life as much as it is about physical reality. For our current beliefs, thoughts, energy, and behaviors can influence our future physical reality. Plenty is a reflection of overspilling, bounty, goodness, abundance, flow, ease, and joy. The earth is naturally abundant and plentiful. However, if some of us take more than we need, if we hoard and grab and get greedy, there won't be enough for everyone. This is where the planet is right now, and we're all being called to turn this ship around. Scarcity is a reflection of lack, desperation, and exhaustion. The well is running dry, and things cannot keep going the way they have been. So, if this card appears with plenty right side up, this is a very welcome message that harmony and abundance are either here or on their way. and this came out sideways. They wanted it to be sideways. So it's you're in the choice point. Do I want this or do I want this? Do I want plenty or do I want scarcity? Because when scarcity is right side up, this can indicate exhaustion and be an invitation to shift your energy, thoughts, and behaviors away from what's unsustainable. So I like that. So that is what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. I think that's it for donations. We'll return back to free readings to say, Butterfly, you just heard your reading. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. You realize that after that I shouldn't have changed places since she seems sad. So now I'm trying to get a place next year. Oh, there you go. As long as that's what you want. Yeah, you got joy. 10 of cups on the bottom. You're like, it'll help them. It'll help them make it easier for them to choose joy. Because you can't control someone's emotions. We can just make it easier or harder for people to choose low or higher vibration emotional choices. But you can give someone the world, they can still choose to be sad. So don't I mean, be aware of any manipulation that people can do by their sadsies or their happies, right? It's praise or punishment. We can be manipulated. If you do what I want you to do, I'll be happy, and then you are acceptable. If I'm sad because you don't do what I want you to do, then you are not good and you're rejectable, right? That's what we're taught growing up. But I love that awareness anyway. All right. So many blessings to you. Cheers, cheers, everybody. Let me take a sip here. Pardon. All right. So we've got Maria Amethyst. You are up. If you haven't checked out your reading from last night, we did complete all of them. So be sure to check that out as well. Blessings to you, butterfly. Flutter, flutter. All right. So will you and Philip be together again? He moved away to another apartment. We broke up. Okay. So last night, I feel like if I remember the reading, what they're bringing back to me, it was like, no, but it's for you. I know it kind of sucks in the moment, but you deserve to be with someone that sticks around, that doesn't give up, that is able to give the love that you're able to give and communicate the way you're able to communicate as well. Let's see what if the energy changed overnight. You never know, because that's the future. Something, one thing can change and change the whole script, right? But no, I think we even talked about the tower last night. And the Hierophant. This is a time of reflection and change for you. So the Tower card is a card of, we can trust that when someone or something is removed out of our life, it's to make space for something that's more in alignment with our higher self and it removes obstacles so that we can move forward. The Hierophant, you got two major arcana here. This is an important event in your life. 5 being a number of change, but the Hierophant, like, this gives you an opportunity to step back and look at what you learned about yourself in the relationship, because they were showing you what you want to see about yourself. So all these fears, these emotions, these lower vibrational emotions that are coming up are trigger points of beliefs that are untrue, that their actions or non-actions, their words or their silence mean something about you, which is BS, is what we call it here in the United States, which is bull hunkamofo, bull kaka poo poo, which is not true. It's what we're taught, that things of the outside world define you, but your true worth comes inward and upward. That's self-worth. Retail price is what we've been told. Oh, what other people's opinion of me, that's my worth. No, that's retail. That's what you're worth to other people, which constantly changes. It goes up, it goes down, we end up on the clearance rack. That's how retail works, right? The prices never stay always the same. They are either, high price or they eventually get marked down to where they end up on clearance. And it all depends on how someone else is feeling, how they're seeing themselves. They all point us back to ourselves. Everyone's a mirror showing us our self-love. And so this is what this is for, is to mirror and show you they were a stepping stone to help you learn and grow so that you can leave some old beliefs behind that don't serve you anymore, emotions that don't serve you anymore, any energy and physical things that don't serve you anymore, so that you can move forward and be in a relationship with someone that feels equal instead of like you're always having to overgive into it and walk on eggshells because what if, things don't go exactly as they want it? Well, they'll threaten to break up. You're like, I don't need that. I want something who's invested in the relationship, not someone who's ready to leave it at any moment. Right. So that's what's coming in for you, Maria. Hopefully that helps. Many blessings to you. Hang in there. Right. We have Ashish Balkaran. You are up here. Oops. There we go. So here's your timestamp. So Ashish, you want to create a foundation for sick children. Will that be successful? I love that idea. Based on current energies, will that be successful? All right, they want these two. All right. There's possibilities of it being successful here. There's just a couple of little hurdles that you just have to get over here. You have the 8 of Cups, which is about leaving behind relationships, um, and emotions that don't serve you anymore. And those are rooted in with the 5 of Pentacles. There's some like below the surface emotions from like when you were 7 years old or younger that have to do with fear being abandoned, being left behind, but more so fear of not having enough or being enough. And this is um, the inner child when they have this rate of exchange of you have to do 1,000 things to get one, 1,000 coins to get one back. So way out of balance. Um, Energy of lack of like, I have to do so much to get so little. That's where the struggle comes in, but that's where possibilities come in. If you are able to look at what are these old beliefs that don't serve me anymore, these feelings of lack, this feelings of I have to overgive. If I'm able to release those things, then these force fields drop that are keeping abundance from coming in easily. When we say, I don't deserve that yet, it holds all this abundance back and it makes the flow more difficult. But I like this energy because it is about possibilities, and there is. Um, but the energy of lack is what is holding things back. There you go. I'm making up a rhyme. It's the energies of lack that hold things back. So it's something that can be looked at and transformed. Very doable, very it's not as doesn't take as much energy as we think it does. It can just be a couple of experiences. If we think about who was it when I was 7 years old and younger, where I felt I gave so much to and got so much little back. That's where the um, out of balance rate of exchange came in. And when we forgive and release, going, they were giving the best they could at the time, but telling our inner child consciously that you deserve equal for equal, you are deserving, and we become that parent, we become that person going, no, you deserve, you deserve, you deserve. So hopefully that helps, Ashish. That's what they have for you. I do love that for you, though. The children of the world can definitely use as much help as they can get, right? All right. Many blessings, my dear. And we have Aditi. You are up. Hello, hello. Let's grab your timestamp here. Oops. Make sure I'm doing that right. There we go. So you want to get a reading, please? What's coming towards you? All right. So based on your current energies, what are you drawing towards you that they want you to be aware of? Okay. Boom, boom. Yep. So you do have new love headed your way with the Page of Cups. The King of Wands here, I like this energy because that does tell us whatever I focus my energy is on is what I'm drawing towards me. And there is a new love headed your way. The kind of love that it is based upon the energy that you've been focusing on. So if you've been focusing on gratitude and joy and laughter and play and higher vibrational unconditional love, you get something that matches that, right? If I've been focusing on lower vibration, want and need and fear, things I hate about past exes or past people in my life, because it doesn't have to be romantic, but I feel like it is, but it doesn't have to be. Um, but I will draw relationships that match that energy. Not out of punishment. That's just what energy does. Whatever I focus on is what I draw towards me. So if I want to draw something higher vibrational, I focus on all that higher vibration. If I want a lovely experience of the shadow, lower vibrational realm, then I can focus on that. But I like that. And it's an important thing to remember. It's like, what's coming towards me, whatever you're focusing on the most, right? What's wonderful, though, is that all energy is not the same and it doesn't have the same frequency, the same impact. Thank God. Because like if my energy of fear, if like my sad energy equaled joy energy, I would have to have as much joyful intentions as I did sad intentions just for them to cancel out. But what's wonderful is that joy and gratitude and unconditional, all those are higher vibrations, exponentially higher than these. That, one focus of joy in a moment makes up for like 50 focuses of sadness. That is what balances those out. That breaks even. So if I have 50 moments of joy and 50 moments of sadness, holy moly, woo, joy, 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 joy at the kazoo, right? So it's good to be aware of that. So that's what they have for you, Aditi. Many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Swaroop Bobby. Let's grab your timestamp here. There we go. And then next week reading, please. What's coming towards you? All right, let's take a look here. As we just mentioned here with Aditi, whatever you're focusing on, of course, is what you draw in. And the higher vibration is much more powerful. So you might just want to listen to Aditi's reading too. Let's see, what do you have coming in here? You got the King of Pentacles. So there's this abundance energy coming in. As you let go of some thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you anymore, the Eight of Swords does lead you to this, because it's when we have limiting thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, that's what keeps, we're basically keeping things away from us. If I believe, and it could be a subconscious thought running on autopilot, like, I don't deserve that, you know, I sometimes talk about an old belief that was subconscious I didn't even know about when I was young. I mean, that I forgot about. I must have been like 4 or 5 years old. I remember going on an Easter egg hunt, at my dad's boss's house, and I didn't have a whole lot of interactions with my dad. He was very busy growing up. He worked nights and weekends, and so I was off at school by the time he was still asleep, and when I got home, he was off to work. So I didn't see him a lot of my life. But that's why the periods of things I had with him really stood out, if any of that resonates with you. But when I was an excellent Easter egg hunter in that moment of my life, I think it was the first one I ever had, and I had a basket, and they had hid all these eggs in this field across from my dad's boss's house, and there must have been like, like 20, 30 kids. We were all looking for eggs. And I was just, "Oh, look, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one," and my basket, they were almost falling out, it was so full, and there were a lot of kids that had empty baskets or very few, and my dad, uh, was watching us because my mom went in the backyard, for the adult, Easter egg hunt, which were plastic eggs full of money and different things. So my dad let her go do that, and he was watching over us, and he saw me, and he saw it. He looked at all the other kids, and he goes, "Come on, let's put some of these back for the other kids." Well, my inner child, it does not remember being told, "What a great job you're doing at being an egg master, egg hunter master." Let's put some of these back and watch other kids get that. You did so well. No, it was, you don't, you need to put these back and let other people have a chance. And what that taught my little inner child, which ran on autopilot below the surface until just like 5 years ago, did a lot of inner work, but there's some stuff that can come up. And it was like, oh, I was being told at that point, this is what my inner child heard, right? Maybe that's not what my dad's intentions were, but my inner child heard, you don't deserve all that. Put some of that back. Other people get that. You know, it wasn't like, "Yeah, you did good, you get to keep all that, rewarded for the hard work." It was like, "You did all that, no, you don't deserve it?" And so I feel like that's what's coming in here is there's some mindsets, and I feel like it is something that's running on autopilot below the surface that's there. There's a great book if you have access to it, if you wanna check it out. It's called Tapping into Wealth by Margaret Lynch, Lynch. That's where that memory came up. When I was doing some tapping and some questions she was asking, I was like, "Whoa, I didn't even remember that, but it came bubbling up." And it was such an important energy. So hopefully that helps, Swaroop. I feel like that's an important thing, to bring some freedom that allows some wonderful abundance to come into your life. So that's what they got. Many blessings. All right. Livier Vagara, you are up. Hello, hello, my friend. Let's grab your timestamp here. Hello. So, will it go well to seek job opportunities from another work field instead of what you studied? Will you get a response in that field, right? All right. So, let's take a look here. Hey. All right. Let's take a look here. So, what's the energy if you choose something outside of the normal work field, outside of what you studied? Would that go well? What kind of energies would it bring in here? Right, I want this one too. All right, what do we have here? Yeah, I like this here. Sorry, let me just gotta clear something off my screen here. Okay. Because you got the Seven of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. The Seven of Wands is about, being true to the authentic you, not being like, not needing to dim your light, not asking permission, not needing to defend your choices, but being you, not being who you think you're supposed to be, right? It's not who I've been told to be, or, what I studied. Is that what I wanted to study, or is that what I thought I should study? This Seven of Pentacles is about just being true, following who you are authentically right now in your life, following that. Because you have the Page of Pentacles, which is an abundance, right? Yeah. And that can be too, it's like my experience has been call center, you know, representative, customer service representative, customer service coach, supervisor, manager. But that's not my dream, right? That's not my true authentic self. This is my true authentic self, or closer to it anyway, than doing that. So even though my experience, and if I had any education, that at the time may be what my human thought I was to do. But I do feel like you're in a place of discovering, what is it that brings me joy? What's my true authentic self from your heart? Not from the head, but from the heart, right? Because I feel like you can have great success outside of what you studied, even outside of what your experience is in. Um, but following the heart, following your joy, going, what am I waiting for to live my dream to die or to become too old where I can't do what I want to do? So I feel like that's important energy. But you do have the ability to be successful in whatever you put your heart into because you know that you have the ability to make stuff happen. So I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Nidhi Sarvaya. You are up. And look at this. You got a little bit of mirroring with 24554 coming in. See what this is about. Hey, buddy. Universe guidance for your career. All right. We'll take a look here. Let me take a quick sip. You're very welcome. All right. So needy. Let's see what we got here. Guidance for your career. What would they like you to know? Here, little four little legs upstairs, super excited, which means they're seeing a squirrel, they're going for a ride, or they're getting fed. But I like that. It's perfect timing because it's like an energy of joy. What brings you joy? I like that energy. You have the 10 of Pentacles, which does remind me of like work and fullness of life, and the 8 of Wands. Yeah, where's your passion? Where's your passion drawing you? And I like that. It's like abundance follows passion is what I'm hearing. And you know, they're showing me like when I follow my brain of the supposed tos and the shoulds in life, it's kind of almost like Livier's reading that we just had. It's funny, I've been having repeating messages a couple times here, but there's this energy of when I follow my brain, um, I can get, because it's like wanting finances out of fear, our these popular opinions. Well, this is what you should do and what you need to do in life. This is what you're supposed to achieve, and you're going to make. This is money. Money makes the world go round. You got to make this money, and da 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 da. And our heart's not in it. We're just trying to meet expectations. It takes a lot of energy just to get up to zero, and we're not living life, we're existing. And that's the fear, is that I will become non-existent, so I need to exist, so I need to do all the stuff to exist, all these things I think I need to exist. So I'm investing all this energy and I'm exhausted, and I end up spending that abundance trying to get my health back, right? When we follow our passion, follow our heart, I might have a job, or I might have a career, or I might have something that doesn't make as much, but it brings me so much more to life. And my current state of my life is a perfect example because I used to be in corporate life and I was almost up to six figures. I was like, if I'd stayed in that field, I would have made it up to $100,000 US dollars a year. Um, But I wasn't happy, I was exhausted, I was almost on the point of emotional breakdown, mental breakdown, because I was working 60, 70, 80 hours a week. I'd put in, you know, 8, 9 hours a day, um, 5 days a week, and then I'd go home and work on more stuff, and then on the weekend, work at least 1 day, if not both days. So, doing because I was a manager, doing projects, doing different things. And but all of that wasn't making me happy. I was, all I did was work. I wasn't living. And then eventually I left corporate life and I sold my condo, I sold my truck, I downsized because I was and this the big transition happened in 2020 when the plague hit, and I was like, "What am I doing not living my dream? Am I waiting to die?" Because the people were dying, right? And I'm like, "I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna live my dream, whatever it takes." And I downsized, I sacrificed things I thought I always was supposed to need, and I go, "No, that's the mindset of what I don't need." And Um, and ended up moving in with a friend of mine out of the blue. She contacted me, "Hey, I bought a house. If you want to come be my roomie for a while." I used to room with her a long time ago. And I'm like, "Yeah, that's great. It's less expensive. I'll live off my savings from the sale of my condo." Oh, I didn't get a ton of profit off of that, but selling my vehicle did. And I was living off my savings. And I was pursuing spirituality, which is my dream, is to share messages of spirit, right? But that's my dream, and then, money started to slowly going down and down, and then another one of my best friends, she called me and said, "I just bought a house, and I have a basement, and, I want you to come live in here for free," and I'm like, "What?" We never know. It's like, I feel more abundant now making so much less than, almost $100,000 a year, but I don't need it. And there's joy. So it's all of this, following our heart and realizing and questioning what we are told we're supposed to have and supposed to want, and really realizing the sacrifices I made weren't sacrifices at all when we look through everything. So I feel like that's what's coming in here, because it's again, when we follow our passion, we get abundance. And I feel like that's the important thing that they want you to know right now. So that is what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Hopefully that helps. All right. And then we've got Cat Goddess. You are up. Hello, hello, meow meow. All right. Whoops. Let me try that again here. There we go. So, what blessings are at hand or in store for my loved ones and I? All right. Let's take a look here. Based on current energy, what blessings are at hand? I love that. It feels very ancient. All right, let's see what we got here. We got the Emperor and the Five of Cups. Well, we do have Emperor energy, and it varies by person. And the Five of Cups, I feel like it's a big emotional change more than, so it's like emotional blessings than other types of blessings here. But the Emperor is an energy. Each individual person rules over their own country, right? You have your country, all your loved ones have their country. You're all border each other, so you trade and trade across borders. You support one another. You got peace treaties. Sometimes you guys have skirmishes and wars when you won't give me what I want, right? So there are some of those things. There's some sorrow energy here with the Five of Cups, or lower vibration emotion. But there is this emotional transformation energy that comes in here, and it comes in with people deciding what it is they really want, getting out of their head. But you can guarantee that each individual, whatever energy they're focusing on, is what they're experiencing. They're showing me a family going on a road trip in a station wagon. The old station wagons were the seat, there was a, you know, nowadays you can't legally do it, I don't think. People used to sit in the back, and we always fought for the back so we could look out the window and wave at people and do, make funny faces at people. And then, you know, y the other ones, you had to sit in the other seats, you know? Now they have SUVs, but, there's 5 people in this, and here's the 5 cups, right? 5 people, the person, in the driver's seat, the passenger, um, 2 people in the back, and then 1 person gets to sit in the back, and each of them is experiencing the trip differently, even though they're all on the same trip, because everyone has different emotions, everyone has different choices, um, on how they feel, and we can't control how other people choose their emotions, which is another uh, message of the Five of Cups. Because usually there's someone standing there crying over three spilt cups, two cups behind them. It's the power of emotional choice. So there is that energy of realizing I can't choose other people's emotions for them. I can only choose my own. I can make it easier or harder for people to choose lower or higher vibrational emotional choices, but I can't choose it for them. I can give someone the world, they can still choose to be upset and sad and whatever. So it's about returning to, and I feel like this is the blessing that is coming for you, is that you get to be released through this. There's an opportunity, a blessing in disguise, right? That you get to be released from feeling responsible for everyone else's emotions. And yeah, we're taught that growing up, right? That you made dad mad, you made mom sad. Oh my God, I'm in control of other people's emotions. Through praise and punishment, we were taught, you're making me feel this way. Now you're going to get punished, or you made me feel good. You get praised. We're conditioned to feel responsible for other people's emotional choices, but are we? We are not. It is a lie. We cannot control that. Obviously, as you get older in life, you realize I can't control anything outside of me. I come back to me, spend my energy on my choice of my story, but this one's all about my choice of emotions, my choice of my energy, my choice of my physical actions. The big focus is emotions, though, for you right now. And what a blessing that is when you are able to separate your the feeling of pressure of your responsibility for other people's emotions. You're set free, but you also set everyone else free for being responsible for your emotional choices. What? I know, when you realize this is mine, you know, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. One, you're not. I used to tell that to my friends, and being a close friend of mine probably irritates a lot of people in the beginning, because this is the kind of experience they have. Someone would say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you." And I go, "You're not that powerful. You can't upset me. I can allow myself to be upset or not, but that's mine. You don't have that power over me. Oh, goddess of the world and the universe. I can only choose that." And it's irritating, I know, in the beginning, but it also sets them free and they realize I I I don't have to watch what I do because you choose. And I love that because then they learn to be truly authentic around me, around us when we do that, because they realize you can act and behave and say or don't say, or do or don't do whatever you want. If it impacts me, that's not on you. That's mine to own. If I don't want to feel this way, then I'm going to dig into why do I feel that way. I'm not at the whim of the outside world. All these choices are made within me. And I feel like that's a huge blessing. So hopefully that helps, Cat Goddess. I know. You're like, I just wanted to have like win Powerball or something. Not that, but that's more freeing than even Powerball. Winning Powerball would just cause more skirmishes. If you become a rich country and all the other countries feel poor around you, they will try to invade and take your abundance, right? All right. Anyway, that's what they have for you, Cat Goddess. Many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Innocent. You are up. Lastly, but not leastly, unless anyone else comes in here last minute. Um, so thank you so much for your patience in getting to your reading. You would like a love card. All right. Let's take a look here. Yay! Hello, hello. Thanks for sticking around. All right. Let's see here. What do they want you to know about love? Let's see what we got here. All right. Nothing yet. Let's see what we got here. They keep on selling me. Not innocent, not so innocent. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Honest. It reminds me of one of my hosts. They're going to give you three cards. One of my hosts' t-shirts that says, I'm just here for the alibi. That's funny. All right, so let's take a look here. So you got the 7 of Swords. Yeah. So this is the thievery, the deceiver, the liar energy that comes in here, which is a bit of, uh betrayal energy. And I feel like you have experienced this betrayal in the past. And that is a fear that feels like it's like, below the surface, this little below the surface, right? Um, and it may not even be like, I don't think about it consciously. I feel like I've done it, but there's something about betrayal in adulthood, meaning 18 years older and plus, actually goes even further back into your inner child who experienced betrayal in a different way, feeling betrayed, feeling lied to, feeling cheated, and that's where the original emotion happened, and it's been rippling out. And so they're saying here that this is pretty deep for a Saturday afternoon, but the betrayals that I felt later were echoes of original feelings. And it may not be the same situation, of course, but the same feeling was rippled out and rippled out and rippled out. And it's been rippling just as a reminder that there's something earlier, usually with the emotional body here. It's 7 years old and younger. Where's the original, betrayal, those feelings? So very interesting. And I feel like that's an important thing that we can look at because it'll set you free. And there is, because the 7 of Swords is mind energy, and sometimes we'll try to transform an emotion through mind, but we can't transform an emotion by thought. We transform thoughts and stories by thinking energy, but emotional energy we transform through emotional processing, which is different from mental processing. Woo, wow. Woof. Deep, deep. I got goosebumps all over me. All right. Which leads you to, yeah, we have the 7 of Pentacles. Here's those sevens again. Um, and the Moon card. Mother Moon maybe has to do with mother, maybe. But the Moon card is about, taking the time to dive deep into the emotions will help because those are anchors that are holding you back from raising your love vibration. And you've been working on letting go of thoughts and beliefs that don't serve you. And you've been working on letting emotions go that don't serve you anymore, but this is continuing that, letting emotions go that don't serve you, and energy that doesn't serve you, and things in the physical world that don't serve you anymore. There's this purging energy that's coming in here because you have this sevens are block energy. So there is some blocking energy that can be released. And the Moon card is about bringing the hidden emotions below the surface to the surface, not to be um, repeated, not, they're bringing back this old saying that I heard at a church when I was young growing up in the church, which a pastor said, don't nurse it, don't rehearse it, but disperse it so God can reverse it. And I love that. It was abandonment? Okay. Yeah. So it does feel here, there is some healing, and I like forgiveness. That one of the best things I've heard about what forgiveness is. It's refusing to no longer be a vessel of pain because of someone else's actions or non-actions, their words or their silence. I forgive them for me, not to say what you did was fine or not, but realizing that they did the best they could with who they were, what they knew at the time, what their environment and energy was at the time. And we pour out that pain and suffering, and then we become this cup that allows it to be filled. So I really like this here as well. Um, so I feel like that is where they are at right now. And I feel like that's an important piece because otherwise we'll draw on the energy that will, bring in, um, bring in the things that match that, and because we'll keep repeating it, um, and that's what our inner child does. It's a little child going, "Hey, hey, 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 hey." It gets louder and louder, right? And we're like, "All right, what? What do you want?" So, hopefully that helps. I feel like that's where we're at right now, innocent. You definitely been doing, those things, doing that, doing inner work. And I just feel like they're focusing in on there is a that significant piece that is like a huge anchor that's holding your love energy back. And once that releases, it just whoosh, allows a flow of this love energy, which then draws in a different type of experience than you've had in the past. So I like that for you. All right. So that is what they have. Many blessings to you. Thank you very much um, for being here. All right. And Deb, absolutely. Okay, perfect. Thank you for your donation. We'll do that. Your how if a reward for doing your I like your how your home is spicy and span. I know you meant spick and span. Yeah, you're all pooped. I can imagine. So here's your timestamp. Oops, I have to hit enter. That will help. We'll give that a love and a like. And if Supernova, if you're here, if you happen to be coming back on, we'll send energy. Nova, wake up, wake up. If not, if you will, Supernova, I will send you an email as per usual. I know sometimes you fall asleep. I'm actually going to pull an oracle card here from you. I had this sitting by, and I had a feeling I'm going to do the Divine Circus Oracle for you instead of this other Inner Temple one. Just feel drawn for that for you. Wake up, Nova! I know I was going, Deb, join me. Boop, boop, boop. Nova, Nova. But she'll get her message in the perfect timing. All right. Oh, I just love this side of the card. But you got Divine Disguise. Ooh. Dun, da, da, da. This is card number 23. So some blessings are obvious. The door that opens, the person who says yes, and the instant success of an idea. But not all blessings are instantly recognizable. Ooh, blessings in disguise, right? Some blessings are so veiled that at first you might consider them to be an unwanted development. A concealed blessing is either already at work in your life or it's on its way. I feel like it's more on its way. Don't worry if you feel like things aren't working out as they should. Soon enough, the disguise will be dropped and the blessed unmasked, or yeah, in all its beauty. I like that. So that's the little intro. It says, blessings are the mysterious workings of the universe, there to help us along our unique life path to live our truths and fulfill our potential. The universe has the knack of knowing just what it is we need, even when sometimes we might think we need something altogether different. So true. This is how it can be that something we resist and reject in our lives can become the very thing we are most grateful for later on. We realize it has been a blessing masked, something actually helping us, even though it might have come in the form of a challenge or struggle before we eventually gain great benefit from it. The Oracle of Divine Disguise brings you a positive message and prediction for the future. It brings you the promise of peace of mind and a realization that the universe does really know what it's doing. It's in your corner, on your side, cheering you on and helping you avoid unnecessary pitfalls, even if you don't know they exist. I know, uh-oh. The oracle indicates that the real beauty of a situation isn't obvious to you yet. Could be a delay or a change in plans that turns out to be in your favor, even if at the time you aren't sure it signals failure. It could be the wrong person saying no so the right person can say yes. It could be being blocked from turning back to your past, so you must continue forward into the magic of your future. Whatever your hidden blessing, the oracle of divine disguise tells you that you are soon going to realize just how loved and helped you are in all areas of your life. When this oracle appears, you are being told specifically that you don't need to worry. Even that which appears to be most troublesome is going to reveal itself to be working out in your favor. The healing trick: to help you take the wisdom offered and put it to best use in your life now, do this healing trick to clear obstacles to putting this guidance into place. Say the following aloud: the universe, in all its grace, removes the mask and reveals its face, shining down with love for me, helping me become all that I can be. I love it. Visualize, pretend, imagine, or feel that the universe is gazing down at you. You can feel the love the universe has for you, similar to how you feel when your favorite person in the world is smiling at you with a warm smile and loving eyes. You can feel the effect of that love on the inside. You relax, you feel good, you smile back at the universe. So and then you've finished your healing trick. I love it, right? Your affirmation: say the following affirmation aloud to boost the power of this message and to integrate it into your body, your mind, and your soul. You can say it morning and or evening for a few days or even a few months or just at the end of your healing trick. Your affirmation is: whatever appears to be, the truth revealed is always love helping me. Whatever appears to be, the truth revealed is always love helping me. Wow. I love that. Perfect. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that. You're welcome, Johanna. Your grandmother. I'm not a flasher. Sorry, grandma. She was just being funny. I'm not a flasher. I'm a what is it? I'm an orber. That's funny. All right, my dears. Well, I think that is it for this session. I don't think Nova is going to suddenly appear. You're very welcome. Thank you for your donation. So we will return. We'll be back tonight from starting at 6 p.m. Mountain Time and then back tomorrow to 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. On Sundays. Sunday. I always come back in the afternoon if I don't finish everything in the morning. So if you want to join me tomorrow for another reading, we definitely will make sure you get one tomorrow. You didn't expect a scheduled visit. I love that. Is she an organizer? If you haven't checked it out, I do have a new podcast series called The Easier Path. The first adventure is out called Not So Easy. We talk about some things in my life that felt not so easy. Then we get perspectives both from human and from spirit on what makes life not so easy. And then some hints from spirit on how we can make it an easier path instead of a harder path. So be sure to check that out if you're interested. Also, I have a giveaway coming up. If you haven't um, check that out yet, I had one on December 1st. We will have another one coming up here on December 21st. And here's the video that tells you how to get into that if you're interested in winning either a personal recorded reading or a hedge of peace and love. I'm giving the option there. It's going to be the drawing will be held on the new moon of Libra. And then I also have some specials going on for my 15-minute and 30-minute October. Did I say December? Yeah, I'm sorry, October 21st. Thank you. What am I thinking about December? Am I going to have on December 21st too? But I do have these 15-minute and 30-minute personal recorded readings on sale right now. So, and I am looking at, I know Deb, you had mentioned looking, like I'd love to have the live readings on sale. I feel like in November I will. I'm gonna probably put my hedges and my 1 hour and then my live readings on sale too. I feel like the month of Thanksgiving, I feel like I'm gonna do that. I probably will continue um, the discount on these as well. That I'm thinking about it. We might just have a November sale, Crazy Zen's Thanksgiving sale, but for the entire month. All right. Yeah, I do need. I do need. What is it? It's not my fault. I was left unsupervised. Yeah, I do need to be supervised. There's a T-shirt that says, "It's not my fault. I was left unsupervised." That's funny. All right. So that is what we have, everybody. I'm going to go eat and rest. I'll be back in about less than 4 hours. So if you guys want to join me, I'll see you then. If not, I'll see you when I see you. Remember, until then, every second of every day of our life, we truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So I see you again. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. Have some fun. Why are we being so serious, right? This is a playground. Let's go play. So enjoy your weekend, and much love to you guys. We'll see you soon. Love you. Bye.